Gue nggak tahu kenapa ya cowok-cowok Zeta itu perfect banget buat gue anjir. Terutama yang si iya.
Pertama yang si
siapa sih dapat mas
cocok anime.
Iya weh. Si Mas tuh gantengnya perfect, nggak jago lagi.
Nggak jago.
After hosting champions in Europe and the Americas, in 2024 we'll take Valorant's biggest moment of the year to a new part of the world.
Keren
place
gitu
where
ngeliatnya.
esports resonates through the very soul of the culture. Welcome to Seoul,
Karena orang
Korea.
Jepang kayak gitu biasanya kayak gantengnya doang, tapi skillnya nggak terlalu.
Korea is synonymous with esports.
Bukan yang ngejelekin
It's
Jepang
home to
nih,
some of
tapi
the greatest competitors of all
konsol
time.
game
The
konsolnya
VCT
mereka kan jauh lebih
Pacific
jago tuh
League, and one of
ketimbang
Valorant's
PC.
most passionate
Semenjak
communities.
Apex
We wanted to come here
itu
for a while,
baru
and we're very
naik tuh
excited to bring
booming
champions to Asia for
game-game
the
PC.
very first time.
Dota sih ada sebenarnya, tapi kecil banget komunitasnya di sana.
Di mana?
Yang baru yang dari
Dota.
Apex. Ya, di Jepang Dota.
This
Dota tuh
August,
kecil
the
banget
16
coy,
best
bisa dihitung
Valorant
jari
teams in
doang
the
kalau
world will
Dota di
converge
Jepang.
here for a chance to write their
Cuman
names in the
kalau
history books.
Apex tuh,
From August 1st
nah
to the
itu udah naik
25th,
tuh.
champions will take over
Ada
the
pro
city
playernya
and crown the
Apex.
2024 Valorant World
Baru
Champion.
Valorant ya kan keluar, mana Valorant sempat diadain di Jepang kan, di Tokyo. Makin menjadi itu komunitasnya. Keren banget. Kalau gue perhatiin ya, Valorant live stream di Jepang itu nggak pernah di bawah 20k, pasti selalu di angka 30. Peaknya 31, 35,
Lumayan rame maksudnya kalau di Jepang.
35k. Iya, rame banget. Rame banget. Komunitasnya gede banget Valorant di Jepang tuh. Dan anak-anak muda ya zaman sekarang itu kan kayak udah pada ini ya, fasih dan melek bahasa Inggris gitu. Nggak kayak dulu waktu gue ke Jepang tuh, orang Jepangnya tuh susah banget bahasa Inggrisnya coy. Entah mengapa gitu. Tapi kalau sekarang tuh udah better jauh.
Dulu gue kalau mau nanya orang juga nanya dulu ego wa wakarimaska gitu. Iya gitulah. Ego wa wakarimaska. Lu ngerti bahasa Inggris gak sih anjing gitu?
Anjing.
Katanya Imasen. Oh enggak ya udah. Nggak jadi nanya gue.
Iya.
Ya gue udah
Tapi kalau gue
nembak stream nih.
Oh iya.
Tapi belum nonton. Jadi halo guys, selamat datang di stream Bos Nawan dan Tam Bantam.
Hai.
Ya, sebagai caster kalian pada hari ini, tentunya kita bakal menyaksikan VCT Playins yang sangat-sangat seru karena ada apa aja Tam timnya?
Karena nanti kita bakalan ada Zeta versus tim Secret juga. Nanti di next turnamennya juga bakalan ada masih TBD sih.
Iya. Dan terakhir tutup dengan Zeta versus Genji guys.
Oh Zeta nih.
Terakhir
Zeta
Zeta
versus
versus
Genji. Nah, baru update nih.
Tadi kita udah ngeliat guys pertandingan Secret lawan Genji yang dimenangkan oleh Genji. Tamara dukungnya apa lo Tam?
Gue dukung Zeta sih.
Dia dukungnya Zeta guys, bukan Genji, bukan Team Secret guys.
Saya dukung Zeta ya. Bukannya nggak mau ini ya, saya Pride gitu kan. Kalau saya Pride ada si TS. Ya.
Kenapa anda dukung Zeta kalau boleh tahu tuh?
Karena Zeta ganteng.
Wanita satu ini guys ya. Ya ini lagi sama Tam Davin. Lagi chill aja nih chill. Ada nih Davin Paratin nih ada. Terus gitu lah ya.
We are back in the
Terus
arena
tadi
for
gue
VCT
ditanya
Pacific
guys di
kickoff, the
backstage ya sama Tamara. Kalau
edition.
misalnya lu
Now
harus duduk satu
Geng
orang
won the
dari
very
tim
first
Secret, siapa
series
sih,
of
Bang?
today in a very
Sebenarnya
long
TBH gue nggak
best
bisa
of three
nge-remove siapapun
against
ya,
Team Secret,
Tamara
but
ya,
it's not
bukan
over
karena
for Team
gue adalah
Secret yet.
seorang
This is a
manajernya
single
dia,
round
bukan.
robin elimination
Itu udah
where
pasti
only
sih
one
sebenarnya
team
sih,
will
tapi
survive and
gue ngeliat
carry
performa
forth
dari
onto
timnya
Saturday
tim
for
Secret
the
itu sebenarnya
playoffs
bagus-bagus loh tiap pemainnya
semifinals.
gitu loh.
Now
Karena
that was
lu
pretty
lihat kalau
cool.
misal tadi
One thing we
dia
got to
hampir
see
dia
though
udah
in the first
ngalahin
series of
tim
today was
Zeta,
not
tim
one
apa namanya tim
but
Genji
two night kills
kebantai-bantai
for Team
13-5 di
Secret. That
Breeze
was
gitu. Dan
pretty
tentunya
fun, wasn't it?
dia
And
berhasil
also
kalau kita
the
flashback
announcement
sedikit
of
dia
all
berhasil
the
ngalahin
team
Talon
skins and
Sweet
banners
revenge
we saw
banget
as we were
2-0
coming in back to
2
this
match
desk. I mean,
berturut-turut
are you guys
menang.
buying any skins for yourself?
Dan
We
itu
have a
benar-benar
shot of
spektakuler
the
banget.
Genji
Berbeda
play
dengan
card.
performa mereka
That one was
pertama kali
Tiger.
main
Tiger,
melawan
yeah.
Talon, di
Tiger
mana dia malah
Nation.
kalah 2-0.
It's like apparently there used to be
Nah, itu
tigers
dia.
in Korea,
Aja
so that's
gitu.
why Really? To make her an
Terus
Asian.
gimana Tam? Kok kata
But I
Tam
hope
next
you're
match
getting
nih.
your
Zeta
team
main nih
secret.
jagoan-jagoan lu nih. Di antara 5
When I get
pemain
back to
Zeta
the
siapa paling
Philippines.
ganteng?
Yeah, when I get back to the Philippines, I
Ah,
definitely
yang
got
pasti
one for
last
myself.
dong.
Yeah. But so Team Secret.
Kalau gue ngelihatnya emang perfect boy,
they're
really
apa ya,
strong, but you
anime
made a really
banget
good
gitu
point
kalau ngeliat
earlier.
udah
They might have not
mukanya
wanted
muka
to go
anime
to
gitu kan,
the
jago
third
gitu skillnya ya.
because perhaps
Tapi
they
menurut gue
hadn't
semua
prepared it as well.
cowok Zeta
But you can
tuh
see here they're
cakep,
going to be facing off against
cakep selain
Zeta
skill emang
division, who
penampilannya
have
oke
been
banget ya,
performing
makanya gue
really
suka
well
banget sih
throughout
sama
this
tim
tournament.
Jepang.
Yeah, absolutely. Again,
Isekaiable
this is
ya.
another.
Isekaiable
This is
ya
the thing, right?
moga-moga
When
ya.
you have
Isekaiable.
tournaments like this,
Iya, mereka tuh
obviously the
fashionnya
deeper
tuh
you
oke
go
banget
in,
gitu.
the
I mean
lesser,
kayak mereka
the
walaupun
stronger
main
teams become because there's
fokus
less of
main
them,
juga,
there's
tapi
just
masih
more performance coming
apa ya,
out. This is
mikirin
going to be the
penampilan
same
juga
thing
gitu yang
that they're going to be
gue
facing,
suka ya.
where Zeta
Karena
has
emang
a superstar in that
Tapi
with
kalau
Deb. Deb has been
misalnya
just
Jepang,
an
tapi ada nggak sih dia
absolute phenom for the Zeta
Tam,
division,
Jepang yang mungkin
team
penampilannya
throughout
itu
this kickoff,
kayak
and Team
dia
Secret
aja
has
gitu.
this
Ada nggak sih?
wall that they
Maksudnya?
have to
sejauh
climb
ini
over, and
belum
they
pernah gue
cannot
lihat
lose
tim
this
Jepang
time
itu nggak
because
pernah perhatiin
they
penampilan,
only have
pasti
this one extra shot, this one last
perhatiin
shot.
penampilan.
They used one life
Kalau
already. They
Korea
got one life
nggak
left
terlalu
back.
menurut gue. Jepang
That's just
sih yang
one,
paling kayak
and,
fashionable
you know,
banget
there's all that
tim-tim
pressure that
e-sportnya ya.
comes
Kalau
along
gue
with
ngeliat
it. Like I
kalau lu
mentioned
perhatiin
earlier
alisnya
before we
gitu,
went to the
alisnya tuh
break,
kayak dicukur
there are so many more win
or
conditions
apa
now for Team Secret to
rambutnya
make it
itu
past
di
play-ins
styling
and
gitu-gitu.
into play-off.
Itu Jepang tuh.
Meanwhile, Zeta has
Iya,
progressed.
jadi
They could have
bukan
been
cewek
studying
banget sih,
and
lebih
watching
ke
that game.
arah
I'm not too sure.
mereka tuh
But you can
di
definitely
sana
see
udah
and
apa
feel
ya,
all of these
tertanam
differences in the team
sugesti
sometimes.
menjadi idol.
Zeta having
Nah,
won so
menjadi
many games
idol
against
itu
Team
nggak
Secret in the
cuman
past
di
before,
panggung lu
having only lost
nyanyi-nyanyi atau
once.
ngedance di
And
atas
not
panggung,
only
bukan.
have they won
Tapi
games,
stage
Vic,
kayak di
this
e-sport
is a
ataupun
Zeta division
pokoknya
that
dimanapun yang
denied that
emang ada
champions
panggungnya,
game
mereka
for
jadi
Team
idol gitu.
Secret. Zeta beat Team
Ah.
Secret
Dan tentunya
in
mereka
a
nggak
best of
cuma
5 in last year's LCQ.
ganteng doang ya
That's right,
Tam,
they
tapi mereka juga
completely
jago-jago
snatched
nembak
away
ya.
their chance at
Iya.
champions during LCQ. It was
Terutama sih si
particularly
Las sama si
after
Dap.
I
Berarti
when the
ini
chamber
lu
came back
bakal
into
beli
the
tim
meta.
Kamsul dong
Yeah,
nih.
Where he
Dasarnya
just
came
nih,
back
bos
into the
bos
game,
bahas
everyone was
tim
like,
Kapsul
"Woo,
dong. Nah,
chamber
buat
time."
Tamara
And
nih,
it just
berarti
felt like
mungkin
I
bakal
do
beli tim
just fondly
Kapsulnya
remember that
Zeta
Secret
nggak sih?
just had no
Gue
idea how
masih
to
belum tahu,
deal
gue sih pengennya
with
pakai
last
Rex
there. So if you
sih.
guys, for the viewers out there,
ini dia
didn't
nih.
watch
Aduh.
that, imagine if you watched the X-Unit fight with him playing the chamber. That was exactly what it
Nah,
felt
gitu,
like
dia
with
AFK
Secret
dulu,
having
guys.
to
Ini biar
face
gua yang
Laz's
bahas.
chamber
Tim
back
Capsule.
then. I think
Kalau
that
kata
was
gue
also
tim
on
Capsule
Lotus.
itu
So,
apa ya?
yeah, definitely
Mending
something to be
anarki
reckoned
nggak
with.
sih
And
di anarki
Fracture,
coy?
that was
Lu bisa menang ke Korea loh.
terrifying.
It definitely
Nah,
was
tapi ini
that
kita ngeliat
Lotus
dulu
map,
match yang
and
kemarin
yeah,
nih.
Fracture was
Zeta,
kind of
Hero
scary
Ron.
as well. There
Cuma ini
definitely,
sayang banget
a lot of
kemarin
room
tuh
for
ente
improvement
banget
on
si
Team Secret, I think, and
Global
you can
Esports
see it
karena
in
lu
some
bisa
of
ngeliat
these
sendiri ya.
maps, but again,
Karena
that's the whole thing
cuma
about
bawa
Team
satu smoker
Secret
di
is
bind itu
they
lumayan
kind of know
maksa
your
banget
secret.
kalau kata
After
gue
watching
lightning
your
fast solo
games,
smoker sniper
Coach
lagi.
Warbird somehow
Kalau
just
misalnya Brimstone
comes up with the
masih
best
nggak
counter
apa-apa,
strats,
Astra masih
best
nggak
anti
apa-apa
strats,
gitu.
and
Cuma
then
ini
he
Viper
uses
coy.
that to break
Dimana
open
lu tahu kan
teams,
setup Viper
especially
itu
you know,
kaku
like Gen
gitu
G
loh.
we
Jadi
saw in the map
lu kalau
1
misalnya setup harus
play on
komit satu
freeze.
side dan
And
itu kelihatan
now
banget
coming on to
ketika
the
tadi
next one, you
kemarin
know, you got
si
Zeta
Global
Division,
Esports
they are
berusaha
looking
masuk
so
dalam
darn
side.
good right now. The
Masalahnya
way that
adalah
they play
saat
against Global
ini
Esports,
sangat-sangat
even
rapet
challenging T1 to
koreksi
there's certain
dikuasai
limits on
oleh
some
Zeta dan
maps,
tentunya
but
mereka
they're
susah
not
buat rotate juga jadinya.
unbreakable.
Harus
They
komit.
had a bit of a weakness when they like
Tapi
as
kalau
we
misal
said,
soal post
played
plan
up
gak usah
against
ditanya.
X-Cure.
Global Esports
You
itu
know, we were
justru
talking a bit about last year because these two teams obviously
match-up-nya
haven't
adalah
faced up
apa,
against each other yet
kita
since
kayaknya
kickoff
ketika
with their
dia
new
main post plan,
rookies
karena ada
joining the
banyak banget
roster.
lineups, guys.
But it's worth noting,
Kalau
despite
misalnya gue ingat,
their
ada Molly dari
Team Secret's
Fragment, ada Molly dari
qualifications
Mospit, ada
loss,
Molly dari Snakebite. Itu
Secret has
banyak banget.
beaten
Itu
both
lu
PaperX
ngedelay
and DRX
defuse bisa
last
sampai
year.
1
So,
menit
you know,
coy.
despite
1
having
menit.
lost to Zeta last year, this
Sampai
is,
malas orang ngedefuse.
you know, no
Cuma
team
sayangnya
that's
gitu,
gonna roll
entry-nya
over.
kesulitan.
Yeah, truly.
Cuma pas di
I do feel
yang
though
pas
that,
di map
as you
kedua
mentioned,
ya,
Team
makin
Secret
ente aja gitu,
really
guys.
has those highest of highs, but it does come at a cost.
gimana
It feels like
ditantang
it's
nih?
just that
Itu
one moment that they're able
menurut
to
gue
do it, and
banyak
then the
banget
next you're like
sih,
expecting,
ya,
my predictions
corner-corner yang
should be
mesti
secret now because they beat them last
dicek
time,
gitu
and then
loh.
Secret just comes in with
Kayak
a whole different face.
kadang
This is
kalau
the
lu
reason
mau masuk
why
icebox
want a
side-nya
team to
juga,
keep playing, or at
kalau
least luckily enough
advantage
they have that
senjata lu
second schedule
kurang gitu
where it's
misalnya,
the
itu
next
kayak harus
series right
hati-hati
after
banget
just because they
karena
can carry over
mainnya
that
tuh sempit
momentum. If they
sekali.
get stalled,
Masuk jalur
sometimes
masuk ke
they
side-nya tuh
do
udah sempit
take
banget.
a long time
Berarti
to
apakah
again,
apakah
and
ini
that
Tam?
could be
Apakah
a big
Icebox
problem
setelah
when,
update menjadi
this-
defending
there's
oriented?
only one series remaining.
Gua rasa
Yes,
iya.
I mean,
Gua
I
rasa
agree
iya
with
karena
you. And now we're looking at player lineups, and
kalau
what's
lo
really
perhatiin
interesting
di
about
mid
these
juga
two
kan
teams
sekarang
facing
udah
off,
dibuka
or in
tuh ya
fact, a lot of the
YouTube-nya
teams
kan. Dia
remaining
udah
in the
ada
pool
jendela.
for
Lebih gampang lagi lo
kickoff.
buat
A lot of
merhatiin
them
kayak
have
oh
their
di tube
core
masuk nih
team
gitu. Nggak
remaining.
perlu lagi
Of
sekarang
course,
ada
again, we've got
killjoy.
the two
Dulu kan kalau
rookies,
gue main
Euron
alarm
and
buat
Hiron
killjoy
on
itu
Zeta,
biasanya mainnya di
and
mid. Buat taruh alarm
NDG
bot,
on Team
gue
Seeker,
setup
who was
sebagiannya
playing
di B
just now. I
gitu.
mean, he was
Buat
picking it up at
nge-prevent
some
orang
point,
masuk ke mid.
especially
Tapi sekarang
on,
nggak perlu lagi
Breeze,
deh.
but will
Orang
things
mid
be
pun juga
different
kayak
this
udah
time
bisa
around,
ngeliat
or they
kan
gonna
kayak
need
ngecek
a couple more months
ada
to
orang
get
apa
their
nggak
full
masuk
form
selama
secret?
beberapa
I'm being
sekian
honest,
detik itu.
After
Jadi
watching, the next two maps,
memudahkan
Lotus
defender
and
juga
Icebox,
sebenarnya. Dan
A little bit more
yang attackernya jadi makin sulit ya. Gue sih setuju sama Naben punya ini ya pernyataan kalau Viper itu sendiri memang kurang fluid gerakannya di apalagi kalau kayak Icebox, walaupun ada line up sebenarnya Gecko pun juga sama ya kan, ada fragment. Tapi dirasa juga sebenarnya kayak ini bakalan susah kalau mereka nggak pilih controller yang lebih fluid lagi, mungkin kayak Harbor gitu misalnya, sempat dibawain sama DRX juga kalau waktu itu di Xbox. Jadi ya harus ada ini sih, kayaknya harus ada adaptasi lagi dari terutama di controllernya supaya bisa lebih gampang masuk ya. Nggak jangan dibanyakin di inisiator juga sih.
Karena kemarin emang dua kan CG itu inisiatornya. Tapi Zeta memang show off banget sih di dua map kemarin dan dia konsisten banget dari main mungkin unlucky banget pas ketemu Excurate karena Excurate lagi panas-panasnya, apalagi kalau misalnya Excurate udah megang operator.
Papa relax.
Dia udah bisa nge-shutdown, bisa nguasain side sendirian dia yang pegang gitu. Dan dia selalu dapetin first blood. Sebenarnya MVP-nya itu bukan tetap Excurate kalau di T1. Cuman ini seru juga nih Zeta nih. Zeta tuh paling nggak kalah telak ya, kalau nggak salah 2-1 sih ya, masih bisa ngasih perlawanan yang menarik gitu lah. Nah kita dulu nih guys, ini Zeta Division. Tadi distribusinya ternyata lebih condong ke arah. Oke, udah ganti slide-nya.
Zeta Division lebih condong tadi ke arahnya Dap sama Las ya. Karena memang sebenarnya Dap itu apa ya, kalau gue lihat dia main combo sama Las itu tuh benar-benar perfect banget. Cara mereka nge-follow up satu sama lain, terutama di Banyak waktu kemarin ngelawan JE, itu benar-benar cakep banget sumpah. Kalau lu perhatiin ya di A-Shot mereka coba buat nge-satchel double in masuk, ada Sidap di belakang, coba buat nge-follow up, ada step Banyak langsung di-initiate sama Silas, dapet dua, Silas pasti ada waktu kan untuk dia animation ganti switching ke senjata ya, itu langsung di backup sama Dap, itu perfect banget, keren banget sih sumpah.
Karena Dep ini memang kawin banget sih sama inisiatornya juga sih kalau kata gue. Jadi
benar.
mereka tuh selalu mainnya berdua mulu gitu loh. Itu kan yang kita nggak dapetin pas Alarti main sayangnya. Estrelanya kemana, Jenkinnya kemana. Tapi emang ada satu momen di mana Estrella tuh bisa step up. Tapi sedikit banget momennya dan sangat disayangkan gitu loh. Berbeda kalau misalnya Zeta, cuman pas lawan T1 memang jujur agak shaky ya, pas lawan T1 tuh juga Zeta agak shaky sih.
Oh iya, T1 tuh karena dia masih terbilang tim yang belum lama ya, jadi memang sebenarnya Zeta ini kurang banyak dapat informasi tentang T1 juga sih kalau gue lihat ya. Jadi makanya mereka main agak shaky karena textbooknya nggak ada gitu loh T1 ini, karena belum ada banyak data yang mereka bisa kumpulin, jadi mereka nggak tahu mau counternya kayak gimana gameplaynya. Bahkan kalau kayak Kokorirek ya biasanya si Excurate juga emang dia main itu sangat fluid, dinamis dia kalau gue bilang. Dia tuh kalau dia main operator oke lah fine, memang dia main operator. Cuman di sisi lain dia sebenarnya bisa main initiate juga gitu loh. Initiate atau bahkan jadi entry, tergantung timnya mau kayak gimana, dia bisa beradaptasi sih kalau gue bilang. Karena T1 ini yang gue lihat mereka yang kontrol timing. Tiap kali gue lihat tuh mereka yang kontrol timing. Gue nggak, ini pendapat gue ya, mungkin lo ada pendapat lain dengan T1, tapi gue rasa mereka cara kontrol timing musuh itu ngebuat musuhnya tuh overthinking, jadi shaky jatuhnya.
Excurate selalu nge-pick at the right moment, at the right time gitu, dan dia
Nah,
selalu bisa
itu.
dapet first blood. Dan itulah kenapa ketika si Dep sama tadi siapa sih Les ya, Les yang jadi ini nggak sih, inisiator siapa dia kan gue lupa kan.
Inisiator si Dap. Gue harus lihat VR lagi sini.
Iya. Dan soal masalah ini ada masalah apa nih GE ya? Oh, GE dapat ini guys, surat ancaman ternyata guys.
Hah?
GE dapat surat ancaman ternyata Tom. Ini
Welcome back
sama
to
Davi
Pre-Match
nih.
interview. I'm standing here with Team Secret's
Oh,
Warbirds
Slow, ini
and
kita kan juga bukan
Zeta
official, jadi
Carlisle.
Ya,
네,
mari kita
이제
sambil
kita
bergosip
bisa
iya ya
인터뷰로
teman-temannya,
다시
kami menerima semua
인사드립니다.
gosip yang ada loh.
현재 워버즈
Kayak kita bakalan jadi lambe
감독과 그리고
Valorant
코치와
versi
함께
live
인터뷰를
streamnya.
나누게 됐는데요. 먼저
itu
워버즈
bagian
감독
itu program dari War gak sih?
만나보도록 하겠습니다. Warbirds, I'm
Oh
gonna
iya
start with
betul
you.
dong,
Tough loss,
itu program
but
dari
you
gue
gotta
juga
forget about
sebenarnya.
that refresh because you have another one coming
Apa
up
nih?
right away.
Try to
What
understand
did you
this, you
tell the
branded
boys during
fucks.
the break?
Yo, winners
먼저
nih, gue
좀
bakal nge-share screen
접전
dulu lah
끝에
Yusung
패배를
kayaknya.
거두기는 했지만 그래도 다시 모든 걸 잊고 오늘 경기 최선을
Indian
다해야
international
합니다.
players
선수들 멘탈
and one
관리와 또
Indian,
체력
we expect
소모에
to
대해서도
win
생각해야 할
and
부분이
get
많을
that
것
one
같은데
Indian players
좀
as much
선수들에게
exposure
어떤
as
이야기를
possible.
해줬을까요?
If you guys still
So
play
for
like
us,
this
it was just
like
kind of shrug off the
raccoons
loss.
and
I
losing,
think we're still
then
technically
there
in it with,
is
like,
literally
tiebreaker
no
rules.
point
But
in the
also
4
the big thing
international
was, like, we want
players.
revenge for LCQ.
Get 5 Indian
So,
players
yeah,
with an
that was the
Indian
big,
coach
like,
and
driving
let them
factor
play.
for this match.
You are burning your money right
먼저
now.
Wow,
이번
ini
지난
burn it
경기에
on
대해서는 조금 더
haters.
잊어버리고 이번
hate
경기에
message lah.
집중하자는
At least
얘기를
burn it
하기도
on
했고요.
Indian
사실 이번
players and
경기가
grow the
굉장히
Indian
중요한
talent
게
and
이제
ecosystem.
승자
You are
동률이 나왔을 때 조금 더 많은 맵을
disgrace-
따고 또
disgrace
조금
in
더
the
많은
name of the
라운드를 따는
Indian
게 굉장히
represent.
중요하기도 하고
You
또
guys
제일 큰 부분이 이제
suck right
제타에게
now.
LCQ
Ini udah pasti
복수를
haters sih,
해주고
udah
싶기
bukan
때문에
Iya, udah pasti
이번에도
haters
최선을
sih.
다하겠다고 얘기를
Karena
하는데요.
lu masa kalau misalnya fans masa lu
그렇다면
bikin story kayak
이제
gini
NDG
gitu
선수에
buat ke tim
대해서
favorit lu gitu.
물어봐야
Kalau misalnya
할것
emang bener-bener tim
같습니다.
favorit lu,
사실
harusnya lu
NDG
support dia
선수가
sampai akhir
직전
lah. Mau menang
경기에서
mau
좀
kalah
고전하는
atau
모습을
juga
보여주기도
orang juga
했고
manusia gitu.
이번에는 라즈 선수를
Dan
상대로
seharusnya
그런 라즈 선수의
kalau kata
노련한
gue ya
침투
ini
플레이를 막아내는
ini angin lalu doang sih kalau
어떤
kata
경기
gue sih.
예상하는지
Tapi emang single control di bind emang agak ngeselin sih, gue setuju sih. Ada yang komen nih single controller di bind.
Now he's up against
Aduh.
Laz, very experienced sentinel.
Gimana
How do
tuh?
you think he's gonna fare
Coba Zeta bahas War
That
Esport.
was kind of like a first, like, super
David,
close
kamu
match scenario for
apa?
him. So it's just
Apa
kind of more
War
experience
Esport?
for him.
Itu
And getting slowly
apa
more
maksudnya?
comfortable in the
Apa
setting. So I
maksudnya?
think
Apa
now
maksudnya?
it's
Kalau mau
continue
bahas
to
War
build
Esport
on
tinggal
that
nonton
and
War
making
Esport
sure
aja
that
guys.
he's
Enggak bahas di War Esport jadi bahan gitu
젠지전이
maksudnya.
NDG
Tam.
선수에게는 좀
Oh,
이렇게
kayak-
길고 팽팽한 경기가
I mean,
처음이었기 때문에
gua nggak perlu
경험치를
bahas,
먹었다고
semua orang juga udah
생각을
pada
하고요.
tahu ya
그리고
kalau
이제
itu
라즈 선수를 상대로도 몸이
apa sih
풀렸으니까
bagian
좋은
dari
모습을
kekecewaan
보여주지
ya,
않을까
kekecewaan
싶다고 얘기합니다.
Indian pride.
Now I'm gonna turn to
Karena
you, Coach Carlo.
global esport ini
Thoughts
kan
on
diharapkan
Team
untuk
Secret's
bisa
new roster? Dub
apa
step
ya,
out, NDG in,
embrace
Become stronger team.
talent-talent
먼저
lokal
이
tentunya
팀
ya kan.
시크릿의
Terutama kemarin
로스터에
itu juga
대해서
sempat
여쭤보고
kejadian di
싶어요.
RRQ.
분석해본 결과
RRQ itu kan
전전에
mereka
비해서
sempat
NDG 선수의 합류로
masuk
조금 더
5-5-nya
강해졌다고
5
느끼시나요?
Philippines.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then
Like,
mereka
I mean,
masuk
Team Secret's a
partner,
really good team.
tapi at the end
And
mereka
right
tetap
now they
pakai
have a lot of
Philippines.
firepower,
Nah,
like
marah lah nih
teamwork
orang-orang
also,
Indo
so
kan. Lu udah tahu
it's
sendiri
gonna be a
tuh.
tough match for sure, so
Apa
they're a
namanya?
pretty solid team.
Netizen Indo tuh kayak
팀
gimana
시크릿이
gitu loh,
잘하는
tangan dan
팀인데
mulutnya tuh
NDG
kayak
선수
wow,
합류를
adu
위해서
urak
지금
ya.
현재 팀 시크릿이
Jadi-
체력도
sama
너무
netizen
Oh
좋고
iya.
그리고 팀의 시너지
Betul.
그리고 촘촘한
Jadi
전략도
pada
눈에
akhirnya
돋보이는
ya
부분이기 때문에
untungnya
오늘
puji
이번
Tuhannya ya
경기도
Bapak
굉장히
Ape
팽팽하지
itu
않을까라고,
mendengarkan ya keluh kesah
예상합니다.
para
Well, then,
fansnya
Duran
RRQ
and
sampai ya
Kirawan,
pada
they have
akhirnya
a big
dimasukin lah
task
kayak
of going up
si
against, Team
Bapak
Secret's
Telur ya kan, ada
infamous
Flipzider, ada
initiators,
si
Envy and Jesse
David
Bash.
juga, terus
How
ada
do you
si
think they
Elmi
would
Mor
match
ya
up
kan.
then?
Sempat
먼저
dua ini Philippines juga, sekarang
드릴게요.
3 masih 3
히로로가
Indo ya,
유란
3
3
Indo.
Indo, 2 Korea.
신인이지만 오늘 또
Satu
팀
Korea.
시크릿의 어마어마한
Jenin half
초대
sih.
라인업이죠. 인비와
Half
제시
Korea,
half
선수를
ini.
상대해야
Half
하는데요.
apa sih?
이
Half
첫
Rusia kalau nggak
잘
salah.
이겨낼 수
Half
있을까요?
Rusia, yaitu
Yeah, for
Iya.
sure. Hiroran and
I mean
Hiroran,
kayak-
they're
Thank
like
you,
improving a
Nick.
lot match
Terus?
after match. So
I
it's gonna be
mean
one of
kayak
like
apa
tough
ya,
battles for them.
semua
super
tim
fun game to
pastinya
watch
mereka
that
pengen
will
punya
make
dream
them
team
better.
mereka masing-masing
So, I
kan.
think they're
Mereka
ready,
punya
they're
budget mereka
getting better
masing-masing
step by
dan
step,
mereka
and
pengen
really proud of
bisa
them.
stand
So it's
up
gonna be a
di
good match.
panggung
경기를
VCT
치를
Pasifik
때마다
gitu.
유란 선수와
Dan
히로람 선수가
apa
계속해서
ya,
성장해가는 모습을
kalau
보여주고 있는데요.
sampai
그렇기 때문에
dia mikir
이번에 또 인비 선수와 제시
belum
선수를 상대하면서
player
또
India ini
선수로서
belum bisa
한층
dipakai
더
untuk
성장을 할
turnamen,
것 같고 또
harusnya yang
오늘 이 두
dipertanyakan
선수가 좀 열심히
kualitas
싸워줘야
dari
하지
si pemain
않을까라고
tersebut yang ada di
이야기를
lokal
합니다.
tim.
Thank you coaches for the
Dan
Mereka
kalau-
ready nggak?
good
Dan
luck
kalau
to
kata
you
gue
gitu.
Ji itu ini loh
I
kayak
think toss it over
nggak
to the
jelek-jelek banget
best
sebenarnya
now.
emang
자, 이렇게
emang ngeselin tuh
팀의,
setup apa setup
탈라우 코치 그리고 워머즈 감독 만나봤고요.
kom agent tuh
저희는
nyebelin ya
분석
karena
데스크로.
one controller. Cuma tuh jangan lupa guys kalau misalnya lagi ini orang pertama yang mulangin bleed,
Iya, makanya.
yang ngebantai-bantai, ya siapa anjir sebelum Zeta.
練習通り
Ya
やっ
ini
た
dulu lah,
っていう
Ji
感
dulu
じで
coy.
うまく
Ji
その
dulu
通
yang
りが
pertama
出せたんじゃない
kali.
かなと思います。
Iya.
ヒロロンとかは
Dan
普段通りを出
dan
して
kita ngelihat
そ
gitu
れがまあ
potensi
大
dari
会でも出せ
Blessing
てる
udah
のは
bagus
注目
kan.
すること
Blessing
な
kan
の
pas
で
Blessing kan dulu di Bumi Sport, Bumi Sport pas
いろ
lawan
んな
Bleed
自分
kalah.
の持ってるポテンシャルをすご
Sekarang
い
pas di
出して
GE
るなっていう
menang.
のがすごい伝わる
GE
ので
lawan Bleed.
そこがいい部分かなって思います。 普段通り
Posisinya
の
ada banyak sih.
Iya.
練習でできてることを
Ya
大
itu
会で
evaluasi
打つ
mereka.
ことが
Yang jelas
選手に
masih ada
伝わってく
Pasifik
るんじゃない
juga
かなって思い
beberapa
ます
sebulan lah.
まあ
Bulan depan tuh masih ada Pasifik lagi kalau nggak salah. Jadi bulan Maret itu kalau nggak salah Masters dulu, terus bulan berikutnya April berarti ada Pasifik lagi.
Hi everyone,
Jadi
my name is
yang
Naoki,
mungkin
also
sekarang
known
masih
as
kalah-kalah atau
NDG,
unlucky
and I'm
gitu,
a player for
mereka
Team
masih ada
Secret
evaluasi
as
1
a
bulan
17.
gitu. buat ngerombak
Iya,
lagi
betul.
ngerombak.
Things
ulang.
get rough
Iya,
at
bener.
first, probably for
Itu
me.
Davin.
And I just adapted to
Oke.
it.
Mungkin kayak
My team helped me a lot
kayak gitu
to face
kayaknya
my struggles and
ini
my
sih
flaws
orang-orang
in
udah
the
pada
game,
tahu lah
and then
jawabannya gimana.
we're gonna practice a lot
Bukan
to
isu yang
make
gede
sure that
Bukan
we're
isu yang
prepared
gede ya,
and
bukan
to make
kayak
sure our
Activision
strength
Blizzard
doesn't
yang
go
dituntut
down,
sama pro playernya ya
We're
kan.
gonna be
Wah.
prepared
Gara-gara
and doing
melakukan
VOD
monopoli,
reviews, map
Aduh.
talk with the team,
Nah, itu
more
silakan.
discussions especially to
Coba
BTW,
ditonton sendiri aja.
new
BTW nih kata
environment
Davin.
and adaptive
Yang SJF
playstyle
Pusat
that
waktu
the
di
team
Master
cannot
kemarin jadi
adapt
player
to.
card. Ya gue tahu.
So we're
gua
gonna
liat.
try our
Keren
best
sih
to
itu.
win
Gua
the
liat juga, itu
play-in
lucu
matches
banget
Legend
so
anjir.
that we can
Jamal
move
Yanto.
forward to the
Wilson.
playoffs
Dan Son
facing Paper X.
Son Jamal Wilson. Yantonya nggak ada ya guys.
Welcome
Son
back
Jamal.
from the
Anthony
interview
nggak ada.
just now, and I have to say this is a very different energy than the last
Kapan
few
lagi Bos
days.
Naban ya?
These
Kapan
two
nih Bos Naban
coaches,
di
do you guys
Playcard
feel
ya?
the tension in the air between them? I mean,
Yeah.
lo harus
this
membuat
is it. This is the end of the road for some of these, or at least two of these teams.
Yang booming
And Warbird said
memorable.
himself, what
Nah,
they
salah
really
satunya
want
adalah-
is that LCQ
Salah satunya adalah
revenge.
mungkin
Revenge is gonna
dengan
be
lineups gue kali ya.
sweet, but I
Ntar
do
ada
feel
pose
like
lineups, gue
Carlisle
lagi
coming in
lineups gitu.
sort of
Sambil kasih lagi mana,
new-ish
bodo
to
amat.
this Zeta division
Tapi tadi di
roster.
player card. Nggak
He's
tahu.
like really respectful of Team Secret, saying like these guys
Tapi
are
yang
solid
jelas
team.
sih gue
They have
pengen
a lot of
ini ke
individual
Korea
rank
tapi
power.
apalagi Arari
I
kan
kind of
lagi
like that.
ada
I
buka
take that
giveaway gitu
respect,
loh.
but the other
Dengan
thing
cara
is
lu
just, you know,
purchasing
how does
aja
that carry forward into the
apa,
game?
skin fisik
Zeta
di
as a
kapsulnya
whole,
Arari
that's how
gitu.
the entire team feels, right? That's like the
Ah.
culture.
Terus lu bisa
You
menang
heard
ke
that
Korea katanya,
Sugar
dua orang
Seer's
yang
interview,
pilih
he's
katanya.
just talking
Nggak
about
tahu
how
deh.
Siapa
he
tahu kan lu
followed through
kemarin
with that
juga
game plan.
lolos.
Everything's
Iya,
really
makanya gue
flowing.
pengen
Thailand.
nyoba, gue pengen
And
nyoba
everyone
itu
does their
untungnya.
job, and it works.
Kan
Iya.
paspor juga
Yeah,
masih
I mean,
aktif.
look, you know, follow the plan.
Paspor juga
As
masih
long as
aktif
you
gitu.
have enough
Coy.
plans to go for
Iya,
all
gue
the things that
percaya. I
happen in
believe
the
in
game,
you.
and Secret can sometimes
I
pull
believe
out
in
a
your
wild
feng
card.
shui.
Now they
Habis
are
itu nge-konten
definitely
dari sana.
recovering from
Nge-push
their
up juga
latest
nggak di
loss
sana?
against Gen G.
Paling kesana.
I mean,
Jangan
even
dong.
with
Ke Korea paling
NDG.
ketemunya SJW
Again,
juga sih
he's
kalau
new
kata
to the
gue kayak
roster, and he
kemarin.
said it himself, in, you know, in that video
Terus
just
tadi di
now that
SJWN
he
gimana,
wants to be
guys?
able to keep up. He's trying to get as much experience as
SJWN.
possible. I wonder
SJWN.
how he'll be able
Tapi
to
ngurus
recover
paspor
to get
ke
his
Selatan
mental in game because his
susah
sentinel
katanya.
role very crucial.
Yeah,
Bisa
sure. I
kali
get
ya,
it.
Selatan
So how
bisa
is he
kali
bisa,
doing that,
bisa.
right? So it
Kalau
definitely
Korea
is going
enggak,
to be a big
apa kalau
factor, I
paspor
think,
enggak,
as
bisa
to
sih.
Lebih
what
susah
is
Korea Utara
gonna
nggak sih?
push Team Secret's next level,
Eh,
to that next step, or maybe
BTW
even into
itu
the
loh,
series. The
ada
thing is,
pertukaran
we saw that
belajar
everyone
loh.
was
Lu nggak
really
mau
stepping up from Team
nyobain?
Secret there. The
pelajaran
Mencoba
apa?
untuk studi banding gitu.
Apa?
basically
Mata
it's just
kuliah apa masalahnya?
about too much.
Nah, itu
had
gue
a
belum tahu
working
tuh,
time.
tapi
Yeah,
sudah
yeah, working moment.
sudah
Nuklir.
diumumkan.
Fisika nuklir.
Not quite biased. Yeah.
Ya
So
boleh
I
lah.
do want to talk about our predictions. It's different this
Lumayan
time
tuh.
around
Bagus guys,
for all.
maksudnya fisika nuklir kan energi
You,
guys.
the Philippines, and Team
Bagus.
Secret
Bagus.
fans, you're like, oh, it's always it. Look, it's a little bit
Itu
different
sendiri
this time
aja
around.
bos yang Korea Utara.
I think they're gonna
anjay.
bounce back this time because this is what Team Secret does.
Kita
You know, when they're
dong gua.
feeling down,
Sama
they
ini,
come back
apa,
up. So
sama
loss
opa
is
kita.
probably a good thing for
Dep,
their game. But Quack,
duelist
you
last
picked,
itu
Zeta
Sentinel,
this
Yuran,
time.
Yeah,
Controller,
I mean, again, you know,
Hiroron,
like if we're going with
itu
Asteroid's point
initiator.
about how NDG
Sugar
needs to
Zero
back
itu
it
baru
up.
dia
First of all, I
controller
haven't been
juga.
bribed with like
Dulu.
Kare or
Tapi
Suzuki.
kontrolernya ya Zeta.
Oh,
They're
just
so
saying.
good. It's hard
But
not to say.
send
Kemarin.
it to him,
I got
guys.
bribed.
We'll give you
Nggak
a
tahu
steal
sekarang
box. Apart
Tergantung
from
map nggak
that,
sih
you
biasanya
know,
kalau
if
kompetisi si
NDG
agent kayak
is that
gitu.
Sentinel and
Iya,
Anchor,
nggak
imagine going up
Iya.
against someone like Dep
Ini yang
or
jelas,
the full
mereka mau
force of this
mengantisipasi
new
JC
Zeta
Fest,
division
biar ini
roster.
gitu.
You got Hirodon and Yuran here to back up
Antisipasi
Dep.
sebelum mereka ada
If you
operator.
can't, you know, fend him off, like that's
Iya.
that's it.
Ini
It's gonna be a really
bahaya
rough
sih.
ride. So you need to
Tapi
pull out some of these
itu
wild
JC
cards. You need
Fest.
to
JC Fest
break
tuh
the Zeta
inisiator.
division system,
Tertua
and
kan?
that's the whole kind
Player
of game
tertua
plan
kan?
against this team
Kalau salah
because they are
Agil nggak
so
sih? Dia gue lupa deh.
structured. They follow these
Agent,
rules and
IGL juga.
protocols,
Fun
and
fact,
you have to make them
dulu
think.
cowok gue kan
But again, like I
setim sama
mentioned,
dia
the
buat Dota.
rookies on
Oh,
Zeta division,
JC
Hirodon,
Fest
Iya.
you're a direct
Iya,
upgrade.
JC
They're
Fest, iya.
just that
Setim
good.
sama dia
They
buat
provide
Dota.
so much
Jadi,
more. The whole team just looks
JC
brand
Fest itu
new.
dulu dia
Yes.
pemain
This
player
is coming
Dota
off
dan
of
udah sempat masuk
Hirodon
TI.
being, I think,
Jadi
for like
dia
the
adalah salah
past,
satu veteran
when he was
bapak
previously
e-sport
with Fennel, he was only
Southeast
playing as
Asia
the
dia.
Sentinel,
Waduh.
but now
Jadi dia
pushing into a
sempat
different role.
masuk Penyaski,
Completely,
meski dia
yeah, freed up and
sempat
actually just
tim
slotted
Secret
so
juga
well. So
kayaknya
this
nggak
man's
tahu
pretty
deh.
much
Pokoknya dia
a
lolos
Swiss Army
TI.
knife in a way. away, right? He's
Habis
able
itu
to just
dia
adapt that quickly. I just really
ngerasa
wanted
kayak
to
Dota udah
also just
mulai
add,
redup ya.
Iya,
that both of these
Akhirnya
teams
dia
kind
pindah
of play
game
on the
Valorant
same
sekarang. Nah,
ground, but
Valorant dia masuk
different
lagi nih,
approaches
champion
where
sama
you talk about how
VCT Pacific.
Carlisle is
Ngetim sama
very
ini,
much known
Bang
for,
Rizky.
you know, those mid-round calls being
Ah?
aggressive
Hah?
and
Ngetim
all
sama
that
Bang
content
Rizky
because
beneran?
Furia, but Team
Emang
Secret
cowok lu?
also known for those mid-round calls, but
Bukan,
because of
cowok gue
how
itu,
much
Yuda
counter
namanya.
strategy
Yuda.
Bebek.
they've done.
Heeh.
World of
Now,
Whiskey
Nah, cowok gue
I
itu
want to go into
World
the
of
game,
Whiskey itu
but
bos
before
gue.
that,
Oh.
we in an audience
Waduh.
survey.
Oh.
We like
Gua
to
nggak
answer
tahu.
any
Kayaknya
Nah,
fun
Yuda.
pada
questions. The audience
ini.
here
Gua
has
kira,
this
coy.
little
Om
ice
Bri sudah
box.
punya istri, guys.
This
Oke.
question
Dan
is
2
about
anak.
the Odin this time. Can you guys
Alhamdulillah.
see what that
Alhamdulillah
says?
ya.
It says, what do you
Mas
prefer,
Yuda,
a
lu berarti
friend who
ketemu
runs
sama
and
Bang
guns
Yuda
with
di
the
mana?
Odin, or a
Di
friend
tim
who
apa?
keeps
Tim Dota apa?
asking
Ah,
for an
Mineski
Odin?
waktu itu.
I
Cowok
can't
gue
answer you guys because
jadi
I don't
sub.
have friends.
Mineski
Ah.
belum jadi
Wow,
IO,
that's right.
ada timnya.
For those of
Ada
you watching
timnya
at home,
dulu
if you would
sebelumnya,
like to
tim
be
e-sport.
friends with Astra,
Tim
please
e-sportnya tuh
follow
Dota.
him on his Twitter and
Tapi
his
dari
Instagram to
Filipina,
be some
memang
friends.
Mineski kan ininya dari
But
Filipina.
what would you
Jadi
pick?
sekarang
Filipina.
mereka
Look, I have
buka
friends who are
resmi di
both of these
Indonesia.
Oh,
awful
yeah.
things,
IO.
by the way. So I do have friends, but they're awful because they.
Jadi
I have
ya
one
juga
begitulah.
Mineski ya.
round 2 has a
Keren,
freaking
Mineski.
Gua juga
Odin.
pengen kayak gitu
Like,
kan.
that's
Ntar ada
just how he
e-sport timnya
likes.
sendiri kan. Lu main di GC ntar kan Tam.
Maybe I might go with
Many
someone
games.
who asks for an
Aduh.
Odin because at least they are
Gue-
asking
Changer.
for it, and then I can tell them like no.
Gue sebagai
No.
orang yang udah pernah bikin tim
Stop.
dulu kayak
Every round, like,
cukup
Waduh.
Mutes,
Gue
I'm
cukup,
done. I
gue
take
ngerasa
my headset
kayak
off.
Cut out your skin.
banyak
Give
banget
him skin,
struggle-nya
give him
sih
skin,
kalau lu
give him
bikin
skin.
tim gitu,
Oh
apalagi
my
tim
God,
cewek ya.
that's
Nggak
annoying.
beda banget sama tim cowok. Kalau
What would
tim
you
cowok
pick?
tuh
Oh.
gue
Oh,
rasa
I thought you
logikalnya
gave me
lebih
answer already.
lebih jalan daripada feeling,
well,
sedangkan
friends
kalau
will
cewek
run
itu
and guns
feelingnya
with
lebih
Odin
kuat
and keep
daripada
asking for
logikalnya
Odin.
gitu.
You know what? I
Contohnya
would
gimana
like to
tuh?
have a friend who
Contohnya,
keeps
Tam.
asking for an
Contohnya
Odin
kayak
because
kalau
at
kita
least they know,
evaluasi lah.
right? If your friend
pasti
only
kayak
runs and guns, that means
kalau
that they
menurut
don't
gue
know how to
nih lu
use an Odin
salah
properly.
gini harusnya lu begini.
Okay.
Kadang ada yang suka nggak terima
Fair
di
enough.
evaluasi
Like I
kayak
said, I have
gitu.
friends who do
I mean
both,
kayak kalau lu
and,
memang udah masuk
I
sebagai
do it with them anyway.
player tim e-sport ya,
I'm
harusnya
a
lu
good
terima
friend.
semua kritik saran tuh lu harus terima
Try my
untuk
ranks uppers.
improvement
Anyway,
lu
we are gonna go to
dalam
the
bermain
stage
toh.
really
Kita
soon,
nggak
and
menyalahkan
you know, are
lu.
we gonna see a
Iya.
rejuvenated Team Secret?
Nah,
It was
disitu
a
yang
very
gua
short
capek
break.
hati
Let's see
makan
them walk
hati
out. Let's
sih,
see the
Ban.
mood
Kalau
Profesional
as we
aja
go
gitu
into
ya.
our second
Lu
series.
punya,
Iya.
lu pernah ke tim Valorant cewek? Iya, enggak?
Enggak, gue punya tim Dota cewek,
Oh.
the first and only in Bali dulu.
Anjay.
Gue inget banget. Tapi
Namanya
sekarang
apa?
gue udah kayak Sening Ayu
Apa sih?
Gaming.
Namanya ada nggak sih? Gue pengen foto-foto lamanya dah.
Stepping up to
Yeah.
the stage,
Sening Ayu Gaming.
representing Japan.
Apa?
Make some
Cening
noise
Ayu
for
Gaming.
Cening.
Zeta Division.
Ya,
CENIG, CENING.
iya, iya.
Cening Ayu.
CENIG, Cening Ayu Gaming.
Waduh, cari tahu guys, cari tahu guys. Oh iya ada ya. 2018 ya?
Iya.
Oke. Iya sih Dota masih lancar itu. Ini
2017.
Tamara nih tengah-tengah nih.
Iya betul, gue kaptennya.
Oh.
Makanya gue udah bilang, gue tuh kayak capek hati
And
kalau
their
udah
opponents,
ngurusin tim
please welcome
cewek.
back to the stage,
Gue lebih baik sekarang jadi
Team
player dah, nggak mau
Secret.
ngurusin. Gue sembari ngurusin tim, sembari jadi manajer juga kan istilahnya.
Oh, jadi lu
Jadi kapten.
main, terus lu mikir ini juga ya?
Iya, gue approach sponsor segala macem.
Lo kok support lu nice stalker?
Ah, ya dulu sempet iseng aja itu Night Stalker. Dulu kan Night Stalker bisa jadi support coy.
Oh iya,
Everything can
empat
work
ya.
kalau di Dota.
Sekarang
Iya.
harus 3 jadi Dota nih. Kalau di One Up nggak
Iya.
boleh nih hitam.
Wah, nggak boleh.
Nggak boleh.
Betul.
Untungnya
Beda,
ini Pan.
Iya.
Iya lagi aja. Kasih Tamara nice stalker support. Halo bos, halo Rizal Eka, welcome to stream. Nobar DLB yuk. Kapan DLB main? Ntar dulu Pasifik dulu kelarin dulu.
Kapan lebih main?
DLB VCT Cina.
VCT yang Challenger Indo belum mulai bro.
Enggak, dia
Belum,
itu
nggak,
di
belum.
Cina. DLB di Cina. Dia main
Oh dia lebih di Cina ya? Oh udah
Iya.
pindah ya?
Udah, dia di tim apa gitu gue lupa namanya. Tim tier 2
Oh itu
juga.
kalau Cina
tim
ada
tier 2
sendiri
Cina.
berarti.
Iya, ada visi Cina
Iya.
sendiri. Dia main nih.
Iya gitu.
Cuma gue lupa nama timnya pasti DLB. Hai ciao, welcome to stream ciao. Lagi sama Tam nih kita nih. Mau shadowcast istilahnya. All Gamers. Oh iya, All Gamers dia. DLB di All Gamers.
Bentar. Itu language barrier-nya gimana ya? Dia harus at least bisa bahasa Mandarin.
Iya juga sih. Kan anak
Iya.
muda juga kayak ini gak sih? Kalau masih muda banget bukan belum bisa
As we
bersih.
go into
Iya,
our
tahu sih.
second series, Team
I mean
Secret
kayak
has
dia mau
played
nggak mau harus
just
ini
now, and I'm assuming in
ada
this
apa
map
namanya
pick they're once
belajar
again
bahasa
going to
Mandarin
bind,
Iya.
basic lah at
ban,
least.
bind, and split.
Tapi kalau
again.
bisa harus
They've
yang udah
always
di
been
tengah-tengah,
split.
yang
They're just
udah
not
mulai
really comfortable
intermediate.
on that map.
Except
But
for one time they beat
Apa
people
ya?
last
Except
year.
for one time,
Kalau
but that's a
orang
really
Cina
long time ago.
Mandarin gitu,
I do feel as
yang
though
English
like Zeta
jadi rada
has a
susah
lot more
pasti.
variety in their map pool, and
Tapi
that's
kalau
why I
gua
think
lihat kemarin
it's
kayak
gotta be really
si
careful for Team Secret
Kangkang
and what they
itu oke
can
juga Englishnya.
Zeta might be able to go for something like a Lotus
Sisi
or
Cina
a
visualnya
Bind, 'cause
lebih
that could
dari
have really
ganteng-ganteng
challenged
banget,
Team Secret,
Koy.
but oh,
This is
Kata
interesting
Chow-Chow. Ini
considering
fansnya
this
visi
is the
Cina
map
nih.
they
Ada
just
juga ya orang
lost
yang
in
Cina
the
nih.
last
Dia sukanya
series.
banget sama cipung-cipung.
On. They want to redo.
Koko.
Iya.
They definitely do. And again, if they would have any chance to
Namanya
pick any map
Chow-Chow.
that they're not going to be comfortable
Dia
on,
seleranya
right?
main
Especially that
Cina dia.
is this going to be a map, might as well just
Oke
put
lah,
it at
kalau
the very
Cina
start,
gue approve.
right? So I feel like do or die, they don't
Dinginan
want to
Sage atau
have
dia, Bang?
Icebox be
Waduh,
their like
dinginan
last
Sage
map,
atau
as I
dia,
was
Bang?
mentioning when we saw that previous series with Secret.
Kayak
Gimana ya?
I mean,
kalau
they
chat
love
gue masih mau
bouncing
dibalas
back.
ini dinginan
They
dia.
love proving everyone wrong,
Chat-nya
and
dingin
we
banget.
did go into overtime in
OMG,
that
the left side
Icebox
is louder
just now,
than
so
yours
I'm
and
not
your fans voice.
surprised.
I can hear you guys.
And
Okay,
you're
okay,
right,
wait a minute, guys.
Quack, you were talking about, we've seen a
Let
lot
us,
of Zeta. Now, both of these teams are quite notorious. for
How about this one?
counter-strateging,
How about this one? All good? Chow-Chow, all
other
good?
teams, and to have them kind of see who could big brain the
Don't forget
other
to give
will
us
be very
some
interesting, but
follow,
there's more
Chow-Chow. Oh,
data
ternyata
on
udah
Zeta right now.
follow Chow-Chow.
And here we
I'm
have
streaming
our
with
agent,
Tamara,
Secret,
Chatty Tamara over
obviously
here.
continues,
By the way, where are you from, Chow-Chow?
Zeta, of course, like doing the same thing that they did
Welcome
against
in.
Global
Why do you
Esports
speak in English?
today, Viper Harbor
Shall we,
combo.
shall we
It
cast in
comes
English
down
as
to
well?
how Secret kind of adapts around
Temenin
this.
gua makan, bos. Oke,
Seeing
Riza
as they
Leka.
picked it, I do feel as though they might
But I
miss
really
something,
appreciate
but,
someone who can speak
but
English
I'm
and
more curious about that ascent, but
chat
right
in
now,
English.
Aha, Depok.
On
Zeta has
TikTok.
looked really
Capek-capek
good on
nunggu
this.
bahasa Inggris
Of
orang
course,
Depok
Sugar Zero
ternyata.
Yuran, we can expect them all to do great
But
things.
that's
They
okay,
shut down
man.
players like
Yeah,
Banyak
yeah, yeah.
incredibly
Keep
well.
trying.
Can they do that against someone like Jeremy?
Besok
Kayak-
nobar Delhi.
There's
Sorry,
no
sorry.
more woes for Team Secret here to
Nggak apa-apa,
deal
nggak apa-apa.
with the Gecko.
Enggak,
which
ini
has been
kita
such an
harus,
issue for
gue
them.
harus
Even though
latihan
Marco
gimana
was
kita cok ngomongnya nggak nabrak-nabrak.
insane
Tapi gue tadi
kills and
distract sama
everything.
cerita
His
Davin nih.
DCs were so
Kan Davin
good
suka
at
ngambek
setting
nih
up
kalau
his
misalnya
own
nggak mau baca
teammates.
chatnya.
So Zeta's division not bringing that to the table.
Davin,
This is
oke,
one
besok
step
libur
further
Pasifik.
outside of relief
Oke,
here for
nobar
Team
DLB,
Secret,
insya
that being
Allah.
said,
Karena kayaknya gue
the
pengen
reckoning from the
ngobrol-ngobrol.
Harbor also something to
Enggak sih,
watch
nggak
out.
ngobrol juga sih. Gue
Now,
pengen
this might
ngejain
be
tesis
interesting
dulu, guys.
also, the Icebox pick, the
Besok
coaches,
Pasifik libur
Zeta
bagus,
doesn't
gue
have
jadi
enough
bisa
time
ngajain
to
kerjaan gue
take
dulu.
part in time for
Oke,
the second or
udah mulai
third
Tam, BTW
round.
Tam,
Now,
ronde
let's
pertama
get
Tam.
into
Gue
the
persilakan
game. Let's go over
kepada
to,
Tam-Tam
Paperton
terlebih dahulu
and
Tam.
Will.
Yeah,
Tapi-
thank you Naban.
Tapi komposisi aja kita belum bahas nih Tam. Gimana nih Tam? Ada apa aja tuh Tam?
Oke, Zeta Division, Dep, Jet, Yuran, ada si Viper. Oh, ada dua controller
Iya,
ya,
dong, ada caster
Sugar
dong.
Zero, terus ada Hiroron seperti biasa, Initiator sama Last, Sentinel. Kalau di tim Secret, kalau dibilang mirror enggak, karena si ternyata mereka lebih memilih untuk ngambil dua Sentinel loh. Pure Sentinel sih gue bilang, itu ada si Sage sama si Killjoy juga ya, yang bakalan coba buat ngekontrol benar-benar side-nya. Jadi mereka sedang sekali nggak pengen tim Zeta nanti bakalan freely masuk ke dalam side begitu aja. Dan Hiroron kayaknya udah mulai tahu ya ada step-step jahat yang ada dari daerah mid. Itu dia coba buat recon tapi nggak dapet info sama sekali. Mereka coba buat kontrol. Zeta kembali lagi di sini mereka melakukan defense ofensif yang dilakukan. Udah ketahuan ada satu orang ternyata yang ada di area lobby, dan kali ini ada Jeshiva sama Invi juga yang udah berhasil dapetin satu orang di Jeremy. Di tengah-tengah juga ada mulai ada trade yang langsung aja secara cepat didapetin juga, kan kali ini Borkum yang kali ini akan langsung ada mengeluarkan strike bite, dapetin satu kill di sana. Satu demi satu orang, 3 lawan 3 situasi yang bisa dibilang winnable bagi kedua tim di sini. Ada trade demi trade terjadi, Yuran harus bisa step up dan juga bertahan. 1 lawan 2, situasi yang kurang baik sebenarnya. Ada position advantage yang didapetin sama Borkum juga tadi. Dia coba buat buang-buang waktunya dari Yuran. Kemudian kali ini pelan-pelan Spike udah di dan dapetin satu orang di sana, dan Yuran gak berhasil buat ngedapetin duel, dan skor pertama langsung aja diamanin sama tim Secret.
Yes, betul banget Tam. Dan tadi pas gue ngeliat movementnya dari tim Secret adalah mereka tuh instead of committing to one side,
Ini bakalan jadi hal biasa kalau sebenarnya di early game gitu, apalagi kalau Icebox sendiri. Tadi mereka tuh gue lihat mainnya mereka
Ternyata gue di
default
mute, guys.
Gue herannya mereka tuh mainnya default.
Yes. Mereka mainnya default. Dan tadi kalau misalnya lu lihat, ternyata emang belum ada Viper's Wall juga gitu. Dimana kan kalau misalnya biasa ada Viper's Wall kan mereka harus commit saja. Tapi mereka lebih naruh orb dulu di mid gitu. Ternyata itu buat bikin Zeta kepikiran, dan ternyata mereka dipanis dengan Iko apa adanya gitu. Dan sekarang mulai dari kontak dari arah belt, dan tentunya Jeremy lebih menguasai senjata, membuat Dep harus mundur kembali. Dan sekarang side A mulai dijelajah oleh tim Secret. Terjadi kontak sebentar lagi. Oh, is above and below. Namun sayang sekali dia mendapatkan energy. Follow up by Jeremy. Oh, bahkan Borkum bisa follow up, tapi Borkum lagi dan Borkum terus menutup ronde ini dengan 2-0. Itu dia yang terjadi, Tam. Tadinya mereka mainnya tuh default, tapi sekarang mereka commit. Pas mereka udah punya arsenal yang memadai.
Wow. I mean, some way, somehow. Cepet banget ternyata ya tim Secret ya. Ini gue rasa tim Secret udah mulai nunjukin bahwa mereka bisa ngekontrol timing, bisa ngekontrol tempo. Jadi Zeta ini mulai kebingungan nih. Tadi perasaan udah default mainnya lambat, under 30 second dan play for pick. Nah sekarang ini mainnya udah straight push, fast push, kelibat habis semua gitu loh tim Zeta.
Wah, parah.
Nah, dan di sini kayaknya dari tim Secret mereka nggak mau bermain fast push lagi kayak tadi. Mereka ngerubah lagi temponya sekarang. Jadi default. Kalau kita lihat 3 orang bakalan coba buat masuk ke B pelan-pelan. Udah ada Sugar Zero juga yang ngebentangkan ya high tide-nya dia. Dan langsung aja coba dibuat di drone sama Jesse Fast sembari mencari info. Ada juga Yuran yang membuang-buang waktu dengan snapback-nya tapi masih belum ada inisiasi masuk ya. Benar-benar under 30 second sih menurut gue. Ini jadi salah satu sebuah strat yang bisa ngebuat si Zeta overthinking. Si Sugar Zero udah coba buat initiate sekarang. Udah mulai ada step yang masuk ke dalam area B. Udah ada Hyper's Wall yang dibentangkan. Dan Last pelan-pelan masuk ke area atas. Dan udah ada plan spike yang coba buat di arrange tapi ternyata masih belum bisa ya karena dirasa possibility-nya kurang bagus dan Dep mencoba untuk masuk saja dengan dash in masuk ke dalam tapi tampaknya terlalu blunder dari seorang dan kali ini Hirora mencoba untuk mendapatkan satu kill. Jeremy langsung jadi tertag dan di situ Sugar Zero mencoba mendapatkan NGG. Kemudian ada lagi trade demi trade terjadi dan langsung aja kill cepat yang langsung dibentangkan sama Zeta dan nampaknya Zeta kembali lagi gagal untuk bisa ngedapetin retake. Tim Secret mereka punya post plan yang sangat bagus.
Ini udah buying round.
Waktu Zeta.
Udah buying round juga untuk Zeta, itu punishment yang sangat-sangat berat buat tim Zeta. Apalagi mereka tadi udah full buy semua dan ternyata mereka malah kalah di bagian post plan. Meskipun ada Vipers Orb yang menjaga bagian green, cuma sayang sekali. Pas itu drop, tim Secret jadi bisa ngepick dan bisa mode picknya jadi above dan below juga. Jadi dari multiple angles mereka bisa ngepick sehingga mengpunish Zeta sekaligus. Dan sekarang nampaknya Zeta harus terpanis dengan Iko apa adanya. Namun sekarang ronde keempat mulai masuk di side A dari tim Secret menjelajahi belt menuju main. Jadi kontak antara Les dan Jeremy. Belum ada yang ke shutdown sama sekali, tapi fast rotate telah dilakukan oleh tim Zeta mensupport teman-teman yang berada di bagian S side. Dengan Jesse Fast masih melakukan mapping dengan menggunakan drone. Ada high tides menutupi bagian nest dan Borkum ternyata bisa memberikan first blood menggunakan Les, tapi Dep juga nggak mau kalah. Side telah dikuasai oleh tim Secret sayangnya tentunya. 3 versus 4 sekarang Jeremy bisa memberikan quantity advantage lagi. 2 lawan 4 namun Jeremy another kill. Bahkan Yuran bisa menembakkan invi. Tapi apa daya karena dia hanya seorang diri. Hanya 45 SP saja. Tentu satu hit oleh Sheriff akan menumbangkan Yuran. 2 hit by Phantom or Vandal. Post plan pun gak bisa lama-lama karena spike terus berbunyi. Sangat berbahaya. Karena Jesse Fast udah tahu harus ngepick bagian mana menumbangkan Yuran dan tutup kita di ronde keempat di tim Secret. Ini yang terjadi kalau misalnya utilitiesnya tuh kehalang banget sama wallnya Viper sehingga mereka mau ngasih support. Tadi ngeliat udah banyak yang udah kumpul di bagian screen tapi mereka nggak bisa ngasih support karena minimnya informasi. Jadi nggak bisa sembarang masuk, apalagi tadi zipline juga udah dimainin sama tim Secret, itu yang berbahaya banget bagi tim Zeta kalau misalnya mereka harus nge-retake. Karena angle yang dikuasain oleh tim Secret itu banyak banget guys. Zeta agak shaky di sini karena memang minimnya informasi. Cuma sekarang tim Secret dia membalak-balikan strategi, kembali ke default, nggak jadi nge-rush, mencari-cari kill dulu, karena tahu kalau Zeta udah full buy. Meskipun mirip jadi kontak, dari arah Bell dan After Slash 2v1, sayang sekali di pick, paksa harus mundur. Live kah? Ini lagi live nih. Ya coy. Namun sekarang masih belum melakukan retake nampaknya tim Zeta, tapi tim Secret lahan-lahan menjelajahi bagian S-side. Meskipun ada Viper Speed dan juga JCVS bisa melakukan post plan dengan Hunter's Fury, wall digunakan untuk mencegah dia push, Viper Speed digunakan terkikis oleh Shock Dart, dan tentunya Viper Speed menjadi lahan yang sangat berbahaya bagi tim Zeta untuk menelusurinya. Terlalu berbahaya, namun JCVS melakukan first blood, melakukan Sugar Zero, dan Dave melakukan JCVS. Another raid. Namun Jeremy, another kill by killing last. Di dalam Viper Speed sangat-sangat berbahaya, namun Dave lebih diuntungkan secara high grounds. Jeremy bisa nge-trade, tapi 2 lawan 3. Post play lebih mudah karena banyak sekali orang. Tapi Dave mencari momen 1 kill, sayang sekali. Namun NDJ bisa meng-closing round ini. 5 poin di-secure oleh kantongnya tim Secret. Dan tentunya menjadi beban yang sangat-sangat berat bagi tim Zeta untuk mengovercome the situation, guys. Bagaimana, Tam-Tam?
Wow, ini beneran tim Secret udah tahu banget sih kalau Zeta itu selalu mainnya agresif walaupun mereka defend. Dan posisinya sekarang tim Secret, mereka itu mencoba untuk sebisa mungkin ngatur temponya. Jadi Zeta ini benar-benar ya sekali lagi overthinking itu, dan langsung aja timeout dikeluarin gitu aja. Mereka nggak mau dong posisinya 5-0, 5 kali berturut-turut mereka kalah ronde. Udah nggak tahu lagi mesti kayak gimana. Sekarang gimana caranya Zeta harus menjawab jawaban.
Official kah? Enggak.
Seenggaknya ngejar target.
Ini
Shadow
case doang.
Utility usage yang dipunya sama Zeta itu gua rasa emang udah on point, tapi masih bisa ditembusnya karena tim TS ini sendiri mereka udah punya informasi yang cukup banyak gitu. Dan cara mereka itu sebenarnya kayak nggak langsung semuanya masuk gitu aja. Kayak ada lapisan-lapisan yang sebenarnya selalu masuk tembakannya gitu. Nggak yang semuanya seabrek masuk ke dalam site terus dapetin semua killnya, enggak juga. Ada 3 layer tadi. Ada 3 orang masuk ke dalam site, dapetin orang satu-satu, barulah mereka coba buat post plan. Post plan mereka mundur, enggak yang terlalu gegabah juga nge-cut di area city. Mereka coba buat sebisa mungkin jaga jarak juga. Biarin aja mereka masuk, kita bisa menang di segi aim. Itu yang didapetin sama tim Secret. Kayaknya memang aimnya juga masuk banget sih. Kali ini JCVS langsung aja ngeluarin I am the hunter. Dapetin 1 orang, Dev tadi hampir saja mati, tapi ternyata masih bisa selamat. Corner, dan kali ini nggak coba buat dicek, langsung dapetin advantage pertama dari tim Zeta. Dan kali ini 3 melawan 4 situasi yang masih bisa menambah di sini. Ada 2 kill yang didapetin sama Dep. Itu udah lebih dari cukup buat Dep sendiri bisa ngedapetin dari Sugar Zero. Gak mampu nampaknya untuk nge-close roundnya, gak mampu untuk bisa dapetin clutchnya, dan tetap skor masih diamankan sama tim Secret.
Betul.
6 skor.
Ya, tadi juga sebenarnya ronde saving dari tim Zeta sih sebenarnya, Tam. Dan tentunya paling nggak Hunter's Fury udah kepake dari JCVS, dan tentunya mereka nggak bisa main belakang, tapi sebenarnya masih ada 1 post plan, itu ada Viper Smolly ya, masih ada Snakebite gitu. Cuma nggak tahu apakah dia bakal main post plan lagi atau nggak, karena bakal berbahaya nih kalau misalnya mereka main post plan, karena utilities yang dipunya oleh Zeta sekarang, dia ada 4 ultimate dan tentunya bisa nge-retake side dengan sangat cepat gitu. Ada lockdown, ada Hunter's Fury juga, bahkan ada rekening, guys. Itu enak buat retake, guys. Tapi sekarang tim Secret mulai menelusuri bagian B-side, menolak untuk bermain default, nampaknya menginvestasikan 4 pemain pada big green. Namun sayang sekali Dep memilih untuk mundur karena merasakan presence banyak sekali orang dari arah green. Dan tentunya dengan setup defending Viper Yuran, dengan orb yang sudah siap pada side, mendelay planting, namun Jeremy menelusuri bagian yellow, belum menemukan apa-apa, belum terjadi rotate yang sangat fasih, karena Yuran masih menjaga bagian S-side dengan Viper Speed. Namun 3 lawan 4 di bagian S-side, dan Jeremy, that's the first blood coming from Jeremy, killing Zero. Namun Borkom hanya dengan Molly menumbangkan hero Ron. Wow, telah dipasang dan juga sekarang dilakukan planting tentunya, post plan. Dilakukan post plan, namun Dep dengan operator. Dep operator, finally. Kita baru melihat operator pada match kali ini yang dipegang oleh Dep pertama kalinya. Dan tentunya memilih untuk saving saja karena sangat berbahaya nampaknya. Gak mau terlalu kehilangan ekonomi. Dari tim Zeta bagi pemegang operator siap. Namun Jesse Fast bisa ngambil momen. Akan last dan tentunya last jadi overthinking karena ada Jesse Fast yang siap menumbangkan sang operator. Namun Spike telah meledak dan tentunya Zeta kalah lagi satu ronde. 7 poin disukir oleh tim Secret. Ini adalah chaos kalau kata gue. 0-7 udah jauh banget game, udah jauh banget gapnya. Sebelumnya kita udah mention kalau misalnya tim Secret ini dia nggak ada break sama sekali loh Tam. Tapi so far dia tuh masih on fire gitu di map ini. Jadi menurut lu gimana nih Tam?
Karena apa ya? Karena lagi on fire ini justru yang harus dijaga momentumnya ya nggak sih? Dan Zeta,
kok gitu bracketnya Bang
mereka
bingung
ini
gue.
benar-benar
Ya,
kehilangan bonus
round robin
mereka.
bracketnya.
Diobok-obok abis sama tim Secret. Ini udah merupakan masalah yang fatal banget sebenarnya buat Zeta. Kalau kita lihat tadi Sugar Zero dari tadi dia itu kena mulu gitu loh tembakan-tembakan dari tim Secret ini sendiri. Mungkin tim Secret kalau dibilang hoki enggak juga, memang lagi panas aja mereka nih. Dan Zeta mereka harus berpikir sekarang gimana caranya untuk mereka bisa nge-counter, salah satunya dengan cara mungkin ya ngasih space. Dan kali ini Dev berhasil dapetin 1 kill dengan operatornya sangat menakutkan. Invi harus take-down di sana, mendapatkan double kill kembali di sini udah lebih dari cukup untuk ngejaga side. Itu jawaban yang harus kita tunggu dari tadi ya. Gimana caranya play for pick ini didapetin sama tim Zeta. Dan kali ini Sugar Zero mencoba untuk bisa mempertahankan posisi dia sama sekali sebisa mungkin jangan sampai ke takedown. Namun sayangnya Jeremy dia berhasil ngedapetin timingnya di sana, kepala kena di situ. Sugar Zero mengetahui ada ketahuan senjatanya di situ tapi nggak bisa buat ngekontrol aimnya buat ngedapetin 1 kill lagi. Dan kali ini ada backstep yang bakalan coba buat didapetin NDG. Tahu dengan alarm buatnya di sana. Ready banget ya. Itu dia last ngedapetin 1v1 karakter yang sama dengan dia, agent yang sama, doubles yang udah berhasil mati di situ. 1 lawan 1 situasi yang sangat 50-50 ya buat kedua tim ini sebenarnya. Dan udah ada lockdown juga berhasil buat mengusir. Last masih dibikin overthinking sama bosnya di sini dan kali ini advantage yang sangat baik. Last tidak bersabar. Harusnya dia bisa nungguin loh. Kayak at least dia nunggu 2 second untuk dia bisa nge-half dulu, baru dia coba buat nyari orang. Tapi dia lebih memilih buat dicari dulu si Borkum. Ini yang gue sayangin banget sih. Zeta, mereka disiplinnya lagi kurang banget sekarang ini.
Ya padahal tadi dia udah dapat 2 kill sekaligus gitu loh. Dan tentunya kerjasama dari tim Secret ini mereka nggak langsung panik, mereka langsung cari posisi dan sebisa mungkin nge-frag lagi gitu loh. Dan hasil meskipun tadi kita ngeliat dari 1 lawan 2 gitu loh, dan meskipun 1v1 antara Killjoy versus Killjoy, tapi kita bisa ngeliat kalau tadi Viper dia yang kebetulan lebih unggul secara posisi karena lockdownnya juga nggak sampai snowman gitu loh. Dan ini harus diambil lagi timeout oleh tim Zeta karena ini penting banget guys. Ini penting banget ngambil timeout ini karena itu ronde paling mahal yang pernah ada karena operator udah di-invest. Sempat dapat harapan palsu ketika 4 lawan 3 cuma nampaknya berhasil di-refrag lagi oleh tim Secret dan tentunya sangat bloody banget buat tim Zeta. Menjadi sangat berdarah-darah. Tim Secret kah? Tim TS, ya tim TS. Jadi ribet ya manggilnya, tim TS, tim Secret. Di double ya gitu ya, oke. Cuma baik lagi aja guys, sekarang belum ada 13 poin, artinya belum menyerah kedua tim guys. Zeta masih ada 3 ultimate tentunya, bisa buat retake masih dari kening yang belum digunakan sama sekali. Harusnya mereka sudah memperkirakan retake skenario. Ini konsep kick-off gimana bang? Bingung gua. Ini bukan kick-off coy. Ini play-ins. Dan play-ins ini lagi round robin antara yang lower bracket versus lower bracket. Dan sekarang nampaknya Zeta lebih memilih untuk mendapatkan space yang sangat-sangat luas di bagian A side. Tim Secret terpaksa mencari timing dulu. Gak bisa terlalu maju karena takut di-cut oleh tim Zeta. Dan tentunya drone hanya mendeteksi turret saja. Memilih untuk mundurkah tim Secret? Namun tidak. Mereka lebih milih untuk menelusuri bagian A-side. Belt terlebih dahulu. Dan sekarang Zeta masih hold angle. Oh, terjadi kontak. Namun Dep seperti biasa first blood. That's the killing machine coming from Zeta. Namun Envy masih bisa nge-revive Jesse fast tentunya. Masih 5 lawan 5. Meskipun begitu, Viper's Wall telah diinvest dalam A-side oleh Yuran. Tim Secret masih ada Viper's Wall, bisa diinvest ke bagian B-side, namun mereka belum menunjukkan kata-kata rotate. Masih berusaha mencari kill tentunya. Oke, sekarang waktu untuk rotate. Di detik ke-40 menuju bagian mid. NDG berusaha mempressure mid nampaknya. Namun sayang sekali Zeta belum kepikiran. Baru saja mereka melakukan rotate. Namun spike-nya sebentar lagi akan di-planted. Dan Zeta harus melakukan retake kembali. Meskipun begitu masih ada reckoning belum aktif. Planting dilakukan oleh Envy. Dan there you go, tinggal bermain post play tim Secret dari arah yellow dan juga dari arah green. Retake dilakukan secara perlahan nampaknya karena menunggu lockdown. Dan there you go, Hunter's Fury coming from Hero Ron, shutdown, lockdown. Namun Jeremy dapat 2, tukar 1, dapat 3. Envy kill ketiga, keempat bahkan. Namun Envy lagi. This is the battle stage that we have been watching. Envy dari map sebelumnya juga si Envy ini memang meskipun role bukan role agresif, tapi dia bisa mendapatkan eco frag di saat dia harus step up. Dia beneran step up. Dua teman yang backup dari belakang tidak butuh backup sama sekali karena Envy is a lone wolf, guys. Jadi gini lah Tam, kalau kata gue sih awalnya udah bener tim Zeta Tam. Ketika dia ngambil space, dia bikin tim Secret kepikiran. Dia ngambil tim Secret jadi terbatas pergerakannya. Cuman sayangnya adalah eksekusi ketika mereka mau nge-retake aja gitu. Gue belum lihat adanya rekening yang aktif gitu Tam. Menurut lo gimana Tam?
Tapi menurut gue juga karena ekonomi damage yang mereka dapetin juga itu jadi salah satu advantage juga buat tim Secret sebenarnya, untuk mereka bisa kayak ya udah kita pede aja coba buat main, tapi sebisa mungkin kita jaga jaraknya karena advantage senjata itu yang mereka punya. Dan di sini juga ada kontrol yang sebenarnya langsung aja dilayangkan sama tim Secret. Ini ngebuat mereka juga sebenarnya bisa untuk menangin rondenya. Dan kali ini dari tim Zeta satu orang yang berhasil di dan Jesse Fast udah berhasil di take down 2 orang, 3 orang sekarang. Nampaknya ini akan menjadi sebuah ancaman juga buat tim Secret ya. Udah 1 melawan 4, udah mulai menang jumlah dari tim Zeta sekarang. Walaupun Borkum masih mencoba sekuat tenaga.
Udah pakai Viper aja manusia-manusia, dia pakai yang lain.
Zeta kali ini
Viper the best.
Memulai perang sebenarnya dan menyatakan bahwa mereka siap buat melawan Zeta. Siap buat melawan tim Secret saat ini.
Dan tentunya kita masih ngeliat operator tuh masih online ya, Tamara ya. Dan artinya mereka masih bisa dapetin space dan mungkin bakal nge-invest depth buat dapetin first blood gitu. Dan penting banget sih kalau misalnya dia bisa dapetin first blood. Karena kalau misalnya enggak, justru malah dia ke satu duluan tuh bakal berbahaya banget. Karena mereka bakal kehilangan kontrol sepenuh-penuhnya gitu. Dan sekarang nampaknya depth bakal nge-hold bagian B-side, bagian B main. Dan komposisinya adalah 1-2-2 untuk tim defender. Namun tim Secret seperti akan jackpot, terkena operator sebentar lagi oleh Dep. Oh tapi di drone dulu, bermain disiplin, cari info dulu. Green ditelusuri oleh tim Secret tentunya. Masih ada slow orb, gak bisa ke bagian yellow lagi. Bahkan di-delay oleh yang namanya, oh sayang sekali. Meskipun tadi ter-delay oleh shock dart, harus mundur. Namun Jeremy berhasil mengeksekusi sang operator user. Tentunya planting dilakukan setelah Vipers, setelah Sage Wall di-build. Dan tentunya rekening udah nggak ada lagi Sugar Zero. Bagaimana skenario retake-nya? Namun Sugar Zero dilansirnya masih mendapatkan Borgum. Hero Ron mendapatkan Jeremy. It's now V4v3 situation. Tambah dari 5. Borgum hidup lagi. Yuran tumbang. Borgum tumbang. 2 lawan 2 lagi. Meskipun NDG low HP, ada high tides. Namun Envy berada di belakang off angle. Namun belum mati, udah ganti posisi. Terpanis Hero Ron dengan segera. Itu berbahaya. Lu harus make sure mati dulu baru ganti angle gitu. Dan emang high touch itu tadi baru keras sih. Buat itu tuh bagus banget. Apalagi buat nge-cover bagian main, bagian B main, bagian B green. Jadi kita bisa fokus retake bagian yellow dulu gitu. Cuman sayangnya JC Fresh, sayangnya tuh Sugar Zero ter-shutdown duluan gitu loh. Karena nggak expect mungkin ada yang berjaga di bagian box itu. Easy Zeta sekarang makin terpinch ya Tamara ya. 1-10 loh. 1-10, 9 angka sangat sulit sekali Tam.
I mean, Team Secret at this point, the entirety of the squad on
Didapetin
stage
sama
is
Jeremy
just,
tadi.
they've built all the momentum and they are
Kalau
letting
gue
it
rasa ya,
out.
ini Zeta bener-bener di lockdown habis-habisan sama si Team Secret sih. Mereka nggak ngasih main Zeta sama sekali.
I mean,
Jadi benar-benar berat sebelah gitu buat gue ya. Dan Team Secret kali ini mereka mencoba untuk bermain udah kebalik nih. Zeta mainnya udah kayak attacker, sedangkan si Team Secret udah mainnya kayak defender. Kebalik banget nih. Dan kali ini NDG berhasil dapetin 2 orang di area mid, di-cut gitu aja. Delete dengan sangat cepat. Masih ada layer selanjutnya. Anti-flank yang diamankan sama Team Secret ngebuat Zeta kebingungan. Kontrol yang sangat-sangat bagus bisa bikin Zeta kelimpungan nih.
Iya betul banget. Dan ini udah nggak punya timeout loh. Tim Zeta udah nggak punya timeout lagi loh. Jadi emang kayaknya udahlah terima nasib aja. Tapi gue masih pengen ada yang step up gitu tim Zeta. Ingat, ini Valorant guys, ini FPS. Kalau misalnya lu stay fokus, lu masih ada possibility buat comeback. So far sih momen comeback yang gua rasain adalah ketika Log versus Fnatic, dimana itu 11-3, tapi Fnatic bisa comeback strongnya jadi 15-13 gitu. Jadi champion dia di Log in Brazil. Cuman sekarang diuji banget ketangkasan dari Zeta nampaknya. Mereka udah nggak punya timeout, mereka udah nggak bisa reset. Half time ini, sisa 20 detik ini yang mereka harus pikirin dengan sebaik-baiknya. Mau skenario apa, attacker apa, attacking apa yang mau mereka jalankan gitu loh. Tim Secret mungkin bisa ngelan napas, tapi gua harap Tim Secret harus tetap waspada gitu loh. Karena bisa kecolongan kalau misalnya kelemahannya ke expose terus-menerus bisa diabuse. Kalau kata lo gimana nih Tam? Kan lu dukung Zeta nih Tam, karena ganteng-ganteng nih Tam. Gimana nih, apa terjadi nih?
Gua rasa Zeta lagi unorthodox aja sih mainnya.
Waduh.
Bener, unorthodox banget. Gue nggak melihat Zeta yang biasanya gitu loh. Gak ada perlawanan sama sekali dari Zeta ke Team Secret yang bahkan berturut-turut loh mereka kalah. Harus bisa coba buat regenerasi lagi, dan Jesse Fast berhasil dapetin depth.
Itu line up lo BTW Tam. Tadi gua lihat sih, tapi tadi dikasih molly terus dikasih shock dart gitu loh. Jadi double damage dong. Bahaya banget.
Itu sangat berbahaya adik-adik ya kalau kalian mencoba untuk barbar.
Korbannya si Dep ya ternyata ya. Aduh.
Iya si Dep lagi, dan kali ini udah berhasil last ngedapetin 1 orang di sana dengan disiplin trigger disiplin yang dia punya. Kali ini mereka mainnya coba membuat main default 3 di area B, 1-nya lagi di area A. Walaupun mid nggak ada yang jaga, but it's okay. Seenggaknya mereka bisa dapetin 1 kill. 1 untuk 1 ya. Cuman sayangnya memang Dep di sini yang harusnya jadi first entry ya harus ke takedown sama Jeremy yang jadi dualisnya juga ikutan ke takedown sama si Last. Dan masih menunggu mereka under 30 second, harusnya mereka harus masuk nih, karena mereka udah gak punya banyak waktu lagi. Dan kali ini udah mulai borkum ngedapetin 3 orang masuk ke daerah side di sana. Udah mulai trade demi trade terjadi. NDG ngedapetin seorang Yuran di situ. Oh, ada face to face yang terjadi ya. Dan kali ini udah mulai ada takedown demi takedown. Jesse Fast masih mencoba dapetin 1 orang di situ. Last langsung ke takedown sama dia. Headshot yang bisa diamankan juga, dan 2 headshot. Kuat kill. Diamankan oleh Jesse Fast di sini dengan tenang. Relax. Inilah dia kedisiplinan yang sebenarnya ditunjukin sama Team Secret. Disiplin.
Dan udah match point lo Tam. Ini cuma berharap keajaiban sih kalau kata gue Tim Zeta ya. No, sorry to say banget. Emang ini berharap keajaiban aja sih gitu loh. Dan nampaknya keajaiban itu bakal sulit gitu loh. Karena mereka tuh chance-nya kecil banget gitu loh. Kayak 1/100 gitu, 1% doang gitu. Mereka terpaksa harus full buy dong, harus force buy nih mau nggak mau Zeta. Dan Team Secret kayaknya juga ada expect, makanya Jeremy juga ada megang Vandal gitu. Dan sekarang kita lihat buktiin aja Zeta kalau misalnya bisa ngasih 2 angka ke kantong Zeta, namun Jeremy nge-cut lagi Dep. Selalu Dep jadi orang pertama yang ke shutdown. mau defender, mau attacker. Dan ketika ujung tombaknya hilang, Zeta kehilangan arah nampaknya. Tentunya sekarang tim Secret masih dengan 5 orang. Retake pun sangat-sangat possible. Sugar Zero dan juga Heroron menghold Egan bagian main, berharap Jeremy kontak, namun Heroron yang ditumbangkan sayang sekali. Meskipun Yuran low HP, namun Jeremy juga low HP, ada healing lagi. Belum ada yang tumbang. Yuran bisa nge-trade, tapi sayang sekali Jeremy udah 4K. That's another ace coming for ace, hungry for ace, dan there you go. Closing statement by Jeremy, Tim Secret. Wah, 13-1 Tam. Udah nggak ada harapan, udah emang nggak ada hope sama sekali.
Iya sih, kalau gue jadi Zeta, gue lebih baik ngelepas sih game pertama. Sumpah, this is the sweet closing by Team Secret.
Ditutup dengan ace ya.
Oh my god.
Ditutup dengan ace ya. Emang
What a slay.
the ace was just icing on the ace guys. Jadi itu udah sempurna banget 13-1. Tapi ditutup dengan ace. Wah, gila nih. Gila banget. Jeremy berbahaya. Dep juga mungkin berbahaya pas beberapa round tadi gitu. Cuman sayang backup sistemnya itu nggak ada gitu. Reinforcement sistem itu nggak ada dari tim Zeta. Belum kelihatan sama sekali. Tapi memang habitnya tim Secret itu adalah ketika dia main pertama bisa ngebantai-bantai Tam. Karena pas tadi lawan JJ memang dia menang 13-5 gitu loh. Sekarang 13-1, kalau map 2 gue belum tahu nih. Bisa jadi mungkin akan kesulitan atau mungkin bakal kalah gitu loh. Emang stamina Secret ini kuat banget sih Tam kalau kata gue Tam.
Gue sih lebih ke arah curiga nih.
Curiga kenapa?
Mereka buang energi di depan. Si Zeta bisa baca mereka punya strat ya kan. Terus plot twist tiba-tiba di game kedua bisa menang sampai game ini bakalan jadi game 3 sih. Gue bukannya mau nge-curse apa gimana ya, tapi ini kayaknya bisa jadi game 3 sih. Karena gue rasa Zeta lagi nggak main seperti biasanya. Dia kayak coba buat ngepur dulu deh ini.
Waduh, bisa begitu ya? Tapi bisa sih possible.
Possible karena posisinya apa, dia tuh nggak mau buka kartu as di awal mungkin. Gue rasa ya yang gue lihat nih, Zeta tuh tidak bermain seperti biasanya karena skillnya lagi nggak dapet, kecolongan mulu, di mid mereka mau coba retake, tiba-tiba di cutting abis-abisan gitu, unorthodox gitu. Clutchnya juga nggak dapet. Bahkan memang sih sebenarnya kalau gue nggak memungkiri ya, tim Secret itu dari dia kontrol tuh bagus banget. Gue lihat di hardbornya juga emang keren banget. Si Jesse Fash yang punya info itu banyak juga, Borkom yang tembakannya kena mulu. Jadi advantage-nya tuh makin banyak condongnya ke tim Secret. Dan kalau kita lihat di sini dari first skills, ini banyak banget dimenangin sama tim Secret. Of course karena mereka mainnya tuh bermain dengan dinamis dan juga nggak monoton. Terus juga dari post plan sendiri mereka sangat rapi. Itu dia makanya mereka bisa menangin rondenya dengan lebih mudah dibanding Zeta. Sedangkan Zeta sendiri mereka udah kecolongan banget tuh di defender. Ketika mereka jadi attacker tambah diobok-obok lagi ya kan.
Betul. Dan sebenarnya 5 angka di Zeta ini adalah nggak cuma-cuma adalah mungkin dia bagus itu. Ini pasti dari depth semua kan 5 angka ini. Itu 5 angka dari depth semua. Cuman sayangnya adalah kenapa? Cuma dapat 1 poin adalah karena tim Zeta itu mainnya rapet banget dan trade system itu selalu berjalan lancar gitu loh. Jadi kalau misalnya udah 1 tumbang tapi dia bisa dapetin 2 gitu, bisa dapetin 3. Jadi secara unggul dia pas post udah enak banget. Makanya dia menang post nya itu 11 dari 13 gitu. Parah, kacau banget. Dan sekarang kita bisa ngeliat kalau misalnya ini MVP-nya adalah Jeremy, kedua ada Dep, make sense. Karena Dep kayak sorry to say dia kayak main sendiri di sini. Sedangkan teman-temannya Yuran, Sugar Zero, Last Hero itu masih di bawahnya Invi. Masih di bawahnya Invi gitu. Ini memang seperti yang Pak bilang, mereka belum nemu belum nemu airnya gitu, belum nemu oasisnya gitu lah kalau kata gue. Jadi masih belum ada sama permainan tim Secret sih. Cuma kalau map 2 belum tahu, karena kebiasaan tim Secret adalah map pertama dia ngebantai-bantai, tapi map kedua mungkin dia bakal kesulitan gitu. Apalagi mapnya kalau nggak salah bakal mapnya si ini Zeta nih.
Dan
how
gue sih
important
penasaran
it is
tentunya ya
to
kalau
get
udah di
Envy,
map
and he's got this
yang
perfect
kedua
shot
ini
behind him, and Envy turns
pilihannya Zeta
around and
juga.
manages to kill
Ya
the
oke lah,
last two
Xbox mereka
remaining
harus masuk
Zeta
bengkel
players.
dulu lah ini
Just to add to that
mapnya
as
ya
well,
kan, karena pilihan
we're
tim
looking at
secret
Envy already,
juga.
or sorry,
Of
not
course
Envy, but
pasti
Jeremy,
advantage-nya lebih gede.
that
Cuman kalau
has
di
gotten
pilihannya
so
Zeta
much
dan
impact
Zeta
in
masih
this game.
kalah,
Looking at the stats real quick,
ini
and he's got
kayaknya mereka mas-mas Zeta ini butuh istirahat kayaknya.
kills
Iya.
for the most part. So he's
Saya
been
harusnya
able to
butuh
string so
banyak
many
bernafas
of these
dulu ya,
rounds to
karena
start
memang
with
sebenarnya
that, again, you just
mereka
see
tuh
it,
tidak
how do you say
belum
this,
bisa adapt yang
convert
cepet
so
sih kalau gue
cleanly
rasa ya,
for
seperti
Team
yang lu bilang
Secret.
juga, gue setuju.
Yeah, there were a couple times
Zeta
we watched them
nggak
close out
terlalu
against
banyak
Depth
adapt
too,
yang
which
terlalu
is-
cepet. Mereka
that's
coba
scary.
sebenarnya
I never
buat
would have thought that this would happen. I might have to
ngekasih
swing my votes now
perlawanan,
for
tapi
this game.
masih tetap nggak
But
masuk
yeah,
aja
I mean,
gitu.
this
Dan
is
dari
such
sini
a-
kalau kita
an
lihat
incredible
Jeremy
Team
sama
Secret.
Dep
It
sebenarnya
almost really does feel like
nggak terlalu
they
beda
have
jauh dari segi
warmed up
SCS-nya ya.
past that game
Cuman
against
memang
Gen G.
dari
Now, maybe
segi
a little bit of the
KDA-nya jauh
Zeta
banget
division,
dan
not
juga
really feeling it, getting
apa
to
ya
their own
advantage
heads, the
dari
timeout's
posisinya
not
dia
working
juga
out.
tadi.
Nothing goes
Terus
right
dia
in
sering
this
banget
map,
ke
and
take down juga
you could also
karena
say it's a little bit
emang
of that
lagi
agent
kena aja
composition
tembakannya
without
tim
having-
secret
having
ini.
no flashes.
Mau dia through the
Another
smoke,
thing that
mau
Team
dia
Secret does well
dari
is to use
smoke
their opponent's
yang
walls
mana,
against them.
itu
You know,
selalu
you
kena
have
gitu.
this Viper, you
Gue
have
nggak tahu
the
kenapa
Harbor,
tim secret
and it just doesn't really
lagi
do
on
anything
point,
'cause Team
precise
Secret just
gunplay.
kind of
Ya.
bypasses everything.
Dan mereka tuh
So,
komsnya
Zeta
masih
Division, I
lancar
don't know
banget,
what it is.
selalu
It
lancar
doesn't
banget.
work
Dia
great.
tuh
It doesn't
ibaratnya
feel
kayak
great
satu
right
kesatuan
now.
gitu loh kalau
They
misalnya
need
jalan.
a mental
Nggak
reset.
cuma satu doang yang gerak,
Absolutely.
tapi
And
kayak
going into Sense,
pasti
this is gonna
di
be
follow up
really
sama
tough.
dua orang
Secret is
atau nggak
also
palingnya
known to be
utilities tuh.
pretty
Itu
darn good
ngebantu
in a
banget
sense.
utilities
Zeta's
guys. Karena tadi
definitely shown, some
kalau misalnya kita
historically some good
scoreboard
plays on a
sebaran
sense. This is
SCC
their
itu
map pick, so
sangat-sangat
hopefully
kurang
they
sih
have
guys.
something
Tapi
there.
tentunya
Now,
next
this
next
is sort of
round,
a
next
make or
map
break for
bakal lebih
Secret.
seru
They
lagi.
need to
Pokoknya
win the
kalian stay
series
tune
to
terus
stay
di
in the
Bantam
game. The
Shadowcast.
thing is, for Zeta with such a huge
Ceritanya.
round differential,
Aduh, gue ditawarin ini.
difference
Apa?
there.
Pempek
If we
mau
for
makan.
some
Ya,
reason
makan dulu aja, kita
into
break
a
dulu aja.
tiebreaker,
Banyak
this
juga
is
bisa
what it
ngasih
comes
break
down
kan.
to, the round differences. And
Keren
they
nggak?
lost
Muhammad
so
Nabil.
many
Oke,
there.
gue
So
baca
even
komen
if they
sekarang.
win the
Kasihan
next
Bung Dep,
series,
kelihatan banget
if it
Zeta bergantung ke
becomes
Depnya.
a
Depnya
tie-
mati langsung bingung semua. Iya coy.
I mean, they
Setuju gue
lost
sama
so many there.
Sabil.
They have to absolutely come back in a sense.
Makanya
in the
dia tuh
last
tadi
final map of
kayak
the
apa
series.
namanya?
It has to be a decisive win. That's the
Oke
thing.
lah
right?
dapat
And
dua
you
gitu loh
cannot let
si Depnya.
yourself-
Cuman
there can't be any
yang
self-doubt, I think
cuman
is what
tetap
I'm trying to
aja
say.
gitu si tim Secret
But
tuh bisa
then
aja
if you think about the past and all that,
nge-refrag
as
gitu.
analysts,
Bisa aja
that's kind of
nge-refrag
what we
dapetin
wanted to
2
talk
3
about.
orang lagi gitu.
Zeta Division playing
Dan bener
against
banget
Team
secara
Secret
posisinya
last
tuh
year in
bingung buat
LCQ.
mereka.
They actually
Kenapa nggak
lost
dikasih utils dulu baru
decent
ngepick gitu
to
loh.
Team Secret.
Ibaratnya kayak
They
tanggung jawabnya
lost
di Dep
9
semua
to
gitu loh.
13. I think they were trying out some kind of
Jeremy sih,
composition.
Jeremy
10 was the
sebenarnya ini
playing the
nggak cuma
duels at the
Jeremy
time,
doang
it
di
was
tim
on
Secret, tapi
Raze.
semuanya main kalau gue
Didn't work
lihat.
out too well. I guess we can see that. They did play
Bukan Zeta yang kita
Ascent
kenal,
again
betul.
during kickoffs right
Zeta
now.
yang kita kenal
against
ada Zeta
T1,
yang
and they did win, but
yang
it
kemarin
wasn't
lolos LCQ
13-11.
pas ngalahin
Yes, of course,
Genji.
it's the classic composition we all know.
Kalau sekarang nggak
Sky
tahu
is blue,
kenapa.
Nothing's new.
Nggak tahu kenapa.
But it feels a bit labored. And
Jadi
if
gue mau
Team
minum dulu,
Secret
guys.
is
Gue
prepared
bakal
for
off
that,
cam.
if Team Secret knows how to work that defense against a
Ketemu
team
lagi
like
beberapa
Zeta
menit lagi,
Division.
oke?
Oh, I just I don't feel good right now.
I mean, if they go in with the same strategy they went in with Icebox, which basically steamroll you with contact plays. I don't know how that's going to be working for them in a sense. Zeta surely would be more prepared. Again, we do have a very different Zeta division this year. While both teams have their core there, their core like, you know, lead two players, I would say Zeta is still adapted more. They've changed more coming into this kickoff, whereas Secret is still Secret. And Secret has always been strong. So that's just been working out. But Zeta surely, at this point, has some ideas on how to counter Team Secret.
Yeah, I guess that's just, you know, it's just boiling down to the rawness of some of the newer pickups for both of the teams. Again, I was mentioning how it just feels like maybe NDG is that player that's a bit too still, you know, pink in the middle in a sense. But this game that he has, look at the highlights here. He's been like out fragging. He looks a lot happier when you look at the camera on his end during the highlights,
What did he say
right?
against Depth that one round in the Viper's pit?
Oh yeah, so he basically translated to his team. He said that, oh, I heard him flying around somewhere, so he just like immediately got his crosshair locked into where the audio cues were from Depp as Depp was coming into that Viper pit. But yeah, I think one of the things right now that we have to look at for Ascent specifically, since this is going to be that mirror comp, I mean, unless there's like, you know, but I don't think these two teams that are very much set in their ways and their strats will change up comps. Which is this. It's going to be a battle, I think, between of how efficient the Odin threats are between Euron and Jesse Bash. And both of them have really shown that in the matches that they played previously on Ascent here in Kickoff.
But, I mean, would you buy your friend an Odin if he kept asking you for it?
Come on, Chubby.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I mean,
Look, I didn't make the questions
it's
for the
not
audience.
just Red. It's teammate and as a pro player. All right.
I do want to
Completely
say.
different, situation.
Oh, Secret, they're all friends with each other.
I do want to say, right, although you could talk about the Odin plays, the bigger thing for me right now is just Team Secret's attack looks really good, but because this was Zeta's pick, they are starting out defense.
All right. Thank you so much. We are going to go into our second game. Ascent. Is it going to be another Laban, Piñas, Paper Thin, and Will?
Well, with the pacing of it, I mean, I wonder if Secret even let go of their keyboards, right? I mean, that break probably just wasn't long enough for Zeta to wrap their mind around it. We were talking about it during the break, and it almost, T-Secret almost really made it look like Zeta was as slow as they were last year.
No doubt. It didn't feel like the Zeta we've seen so far in 2024. So over to Ascent, a map where actually last year, believe it or not, a map that Zeta liked a lot last year and had some success on, that Team Secret beat them on both times they played on it. So this is going to be an uphill battle for sure for Zeta the rest of the way through today. And to make matters worse, like the desk was just mentioning, it is Zeta on the attacker side first, which is usually the harder side of this map.
Yes, yeah, especially in pro play. I mean, it's one of the maps that's been as consistent as possible in terms of which side is slightly favored at the pro level. But like you said, it is a comfort pick for both Zeta and Team Secret. Now, Talon did defeat them, crushed them in the very first match, but of course Secret bounced right back. So Zeta cannot underestimate their opponents as they get ready for a site execute. Recon going
Down, but he's taken out. Jesse, though, responds.
Uran quite low, and Sugar Zero takes the first contact. It's going to be just enough health for Uran to also pop out. And it will be the Spike Planet as well as Zeta. I mean, as good of a start as you could hope for.
Yeah, and seeing some things here that we didn't really see too much of on the previous map, where there's some teamwork here. I mean, everybody's kind of, look at that. They're all looking at different angles. They're all covering their bases where they need to be going. And that's good news here. Obviously, Zeta already picking up a win against T1, which is a very strong team already in the playoffs. So certainly a much-needed start. Some Bulldogs, a Vandal, and that Ghost for Laz.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a bit of a shorty trap setup. No, eventually switch back to the classic actually for Jeremy. Over by Tree. And they will just wait. Has a fair good inkling that it's going to be that A hit, but Zeta, they have the weapon advantages. They don't want to rush anything. They're still waiting for any sort of lurk out of B at the same time.
Red satu round ya, satu match ya. Gue pengen makan.
If he's tasked with having to go through on his own,
Nonton
this
aja
could
dulu.
be a rifle drop. Zeta has to be very cautious.
Gua kalau udah
They have
kebanyakan
a little
game,
concerned given their positioning.
Ibaratnya kayak ganti ini, kayak dari talent dulu ya guys ya. Ganti talent dulu. Misalnya Rere masuk tuh, Rere.
Really tough.
Mayanto.
Jesse was also bouncing a shot dart and anticipating that timing so well. That knife gonna delay any more utility from Jesse, but
Lo lihat yang Indo apa
Zeta
yang English?
doesn't really feel like they have any options to get through this site. They feel like there's too much pressure here, and they're gonna just have to let that rifle go, it looks like.
Gue lapar lagi
Well,
coy.
Team Secret
Asli,
just
tempe
going
nggak
to
cukup.
hold on to that position. Does look like Sugar Zero might have picked it up right on that shadow step. So just trying to make sure I get the
30
weaponry, make
seconds
sure we still have the firepower lead, and try to overpower where it should be weaker.
Ini Zeta
Obviously, there
tadi
could have been a gamble
kontrolnya
for
bagus
Team
banget.
Secret, but it doesn't look like it. It's just
TPS
going to be a
ngapain
hold at mid doors of Market. Uran tasked with holding that site. Try to
Kalau
make sure
Ascent
there's
ini
no
dapat
early
tutorial
backup. The
sih
Nano Swarm
harusnya.
gives him an idea that there is one
Zeta
member at Market.
lebih gampang ya.
Zeta tuh bagus di Ascent,
Great
BTW.
shock dart,
Di
so much
game-game sebelumnya
damage
juga dia.
done.
Main sama siapapun.
Phenomenal.
Karena player-player apa tim-tim lain tuh pada malas ngambil Ascent. Dia ngambil. Pers aja nggak ngambil Ascent kemarin di band. T1 enggak.
And Zeta will get that second round.
A nice job there by Zeta. Able to recover that rifle even. Looks like they might not be able to
Yang
get
kayak
to it.
tim-tim
Like
yang
you
udah lolos
said,
ke apa
Sugar
namanya,
Zero
udah lolos di
stepping in and out
playoffs itu dia nggak ngambil Ascent sama sekali.
to keep things in check here for Zeta. So
lebih ke
already finding more
balance
round
kan?
wins here on Ascent than they
Lebih
did on Icebox.
Lebih
Our
ke
Zeta.
balance map nggak?
Yeah.
Antara
I mean,
attacker
that's
sama defender.
it just do be like that.
Yeah, it's brutal,
Kata
but
gue
it's a
sih ya.
fact.
Yeah.
Soalnya nggak ada
But,
pernah
I mean, things are looking
update
a
gitu
little
loh,
bit
nggak
better.
pernah
It's a
di
good
apa,
read to pull off
nggak pernah di
on that
reward gitu loh
contact.
mapnya.
You know, too much utility
Seolah
there.
kayak ini paling balance
Jesse
gitu.
there as well with that Sova
Iya sih.
that gave them real problems on Icebox. So I imagine that's going to be something they want to try to avoid is that impeccable timing.
Tapi kan lama banget kan, udah lama banget kan.
Sova utility that he's so well.
B-nya juga cuma boxnya doang untuk box
renowned
mill orb.
Now the one way.
Diperlebar lagi kalau nggak salah.
Dissipating. Zeta once again. Gonna be seeing if they can find
Dulu masuk
purchase
B itu kecil
on the A
banget.
side.
Yeah, and because they see no one working off of that one-way, Zeta just wants to push up the tempo. They're doing the same thing Team Secret did to them, but Envy's ready for it. He eventually gets traded out. They haven't found Borkum, takes him down, left at 30 HP. With the Ghost, everybody kicked down so low as Jeremy gets the spray down. He cannot stabilize for the third, but Jesse Vash is already on the ground.
Well, there it is again. Jesse finds the perfect timing on a recon dart, spots everybody that's left on Zeta. Great push there, great execute from Zeta to get some space. Sugar Zero able to clear that space. That's a really nice combo there. The flash lands right as the recon dart is, so it makes it hard for Borkum to clear it behind Dice. But still, I mean, Jesse's just...
Jadi balik kalian main Sova guys.
Yeah, I mean the backup was there.
Perhatikan timing juga guys.
They tried to push up the tempo, and yes, it was a bonus. So taking a couple weapons, sure, maybe they can try to be happy about that. But given the round differential, Zeta's going to be satisfied with anything. But a clean match win.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a fast push out, but it's not exactly a tower squish. But Jeremy somehow gets to swing around with that extra flash coming in from Envy. The support is impeccable. Now stuck on an island. Team Secret has to choose to fight here. Jeremy is going to get surrounded. Dep trying to get the kill, but the paranoia is good. Jeremy's still alive for a second, and they just cannot clear him out just yet. Sure, they take out the backup, but now everybody out from B main. Jeremy's not the main threat. It's Jesse Vash from behind. Jeremy fighting for his life, and somehow this round is now a 1v1 in mid.
Some great trades back and forth.
And Huron does get the last kill. I mean, barely scraping away the round win.
Man,
kalau kalah ini
great
kalah
plays
dia.
on both sides here. What a setup for Jeremy. A little bit of a delayed flash after he pushes to the other side. You're expecting him to go really aggressive, really fast on those tiles crunches, but it's just delayed enough.
Yang menang
Paranoia
2
there backed
game
up off
menang
momentarily,
udah.
but then this high-low setup, great timing on trading their positions is Zeta. So they're able to pick off those members that are still over in tiles well enough that they're able to just barely get through with that round win. And now both sides having their null commands. Jesse does have a Hunter's Fury as well. Already suspecting that a lot of pressure has been put at A. Maybe they're going to try and take a little bit of space at B early, but so far no contact for Jesse to use that shock dart off of the turret.
Yeah, and a nice early alarm bot clear mid as well. So Zeta taking this round advantage where they do have the score lead, the firepower lead as well to start shaking up the default just a tad bit. Team Secret, Jeremy not backing away from it, but it is a Marshall. He won't find that clean kill. And while it delays him just a tad, and they do have a nice spot onto Huron, if they want control of mid, they're going to have to push back out, and Jeremy gets just a little too aggressive. Gives Huron that sightline for the headshot.
Yeah, Huron launching a flash into there even. Might have helped him just a little bit in that fight.
Oh, and to miss that chaos, Zeta, they've prepped all 5 members for a execute onto the B site. Still quite a bit of time left, so they can take it. I mean, sure, they don't have any information on A, but they still have that turret watching their back. The paranoia comes in. Jesse Vash just trying to hide away from the recon, and he does, and it's just enough to make sure that he can get Deb. A little bit uncharacteristic for the duelist as that DG gets a triple with the Sheriff. Once again, a 1v1. There's just something about Team Secret's killjoys as they come out of market, getting these multi-kills. Borkum with a paranoia, just trying to cut that noise. Does have the Vandal, he hears the weapon swap. Laz has an idea, but he doesn't have the plant just yet, wants to stick it. Borkum going to peek out in the last second. He knows he's stuck, but Laz will swing out and win the 1v1.
Wow. It's hard to play it much better than that for Team Secret with the gun disadvantage. They were so smart on that round. And again, it's concerning for Zeta because they don't seem to recognize quickly here. It seems like their comms are a little bit off today. You know, that hidden position of NDG. A lot of times it's Borkum lurking in that cubby. Team Secret really likes that spot. That's something that Zeta has to be aware of going forward. Now, Jeremy with the Blade Storm is going to cut funds, so just rely on that ult. Rifles otherwise, no ults used on either side in that previous round. One away from the lockdown is Laz. This could play for an orb. Could play to try to get that to at least force out potentially that Hunter's Fury.
Well, they're just going to really bump it up. Zeta, again, just sticking with that same mantra. The Hunter's Fury tries to keep them tied up at market. He gets the first tag. They're barely surviving onto the sentry. now on the site, but haven't quite cleared it just yet. Laz, meanwhile, keeping mid control, but that's not an option to exit the site just yet. A 1-for-1 trade. NDG staying alive, fragment a little bit off, and now we have backup from Jeremy. He's gonna rise up, but he gets gunned down by Huron from below. NDG cannot follow through on the spray. The tracking just not there through the wall. And of course, the Odins, the desk mentioned it, and Huron's the first one to bring it out. Now Envy all alone. If he can find Laz, there might be a shot. He's well aware of it. He hears the sound.
Spike planted.
Trying to take that advantage that they don't know his location. He finds Huron. Now prepared for the wraparound from Laz.
Yeah, I mean, Laz anticipating maybe he was in a different spot. They never identified where Envy was until he got that kill.
Oh, but Laz has the angle. He's waiting for it. He heard the door. And it's going to be the IGL once again getting another round win for Zeta Division.
Okay. Well, a great look here for Zeta on their attacker side. Now they've built up a ton of ults in rotation, so they have a really good opportunity to steal another one away from Team Secret. You've got the lockdown without the Hunter's Fury. It was drawn out there with that no command coming through. Jesse Bash felt like he had to pull the trigger on it before he got close enough to him that he had more options with his utility, trying to just buy some time and space, hoping that somehow he's good enough that he gets at least the tag. Depp has to use that dash. Try to get over it. I don't know how Depp got that one kill. He was already so beat up. He was at 45 health, took a shot of damage through the wall, still peeked out and got a kill before NDG got him.
I mean, just knowing the mission, right? That you still have to just somehow break into the site, whether you're bait or whether you get the frag or not. I mean, Depp continuing to smile again, something we're not quite used to seeing on stage here in Seoul.
He's in a really good mood today.
Yes, I mean overall throughout this kickoff, it just seems like whether it's their performance or whether it's the team vibes or the communication, something has revitalized them. Same can't be said for Laz today though, as he does feel the pressure after that just crushing 13-1 map loss on Icebox.
Yeah, we need some nices out of Laz.
Yeah, we haven't heard a nice today.
Exactly, we need that. And looking over at the weaponry here for Team Secret, there is going to be the op.
All in.
Yeah, they've got enough cash for the next round that they can go for the half armor buys. So there's a
ini orang TikTok mana suaranya nih? Sepi-sepi banget coy. Emang seru gamenya. Ada jamur nih, ada Azazel.
Well, it's worked on Achilles. Can it work on Zeta Division is the big question. It's going to be a setup for B main. Meanwhile, it's just default setup on A with the one-way. Now the op watching mid. We'll see if he finds any contact. This time Secret playing off of it. The paranoia, a little bit of a mismatch there from Borkum, and that means Secret will have to back off. Of course, not great weaponry either. So unless they got that first kill,
Nggak
not
ada.
going to come to fruition.
Zeta still thinking about this A hit, even after all that contact over there.
I mean, all that utility gone.
Iyalah anjir.
Paranoia not there to
Jangan
quite
pakai
stop
AC.
them. That's one of the best ways to hold them up in the choke point.
Lu kebuka juga lagi
Flash
rumahnya.
drive left for Envy.
Iya, gue
So Zeta seeming to think
Ya,
that
itu
this
mau
is their
tanya.
chance to break open this A site. Obviously, things can still go very sour.
Soalnya
As we
yang
do
bayar
have
listrik
Borkum
gue, jadi
close to the
kayak
stinger.
ragu-ragu gitu loh
Now
kalau
they
mau
haven't
pakai
really
kan.
given over much
Kalau
info
mau
without
tahu live hacksnya lu
Jeremy
beli ini
starting
aja
to
tahu.
pick his way
Ada
through mid. Hasn't seen anybody
body lotion mereknya.
crossing just yet.
Ini body lotion ya, bukan kayak autan
About going
gitu.
somewhere.
Karena kalau autan kan bikin kering. Ini ada mereknya body lotion.
That might have been a
Nivea kalau nggak salah, itu tuh ada yang ekstrak jeruk gitu loh. Jadi wanginya wangi jeruk. Jadi nyamuk tetap nggak akan gigit, tapi kulit lu nggak akan kasar.
To make sure that they back away from the entrance of the site, and Borkum somehow still staying alive, but he can't find the kill. The Hunter's Fury
Muka buat apa?
trying to
Muka
find its
aja.
target. Eventually it will, and that will be
Muka
the
tapi
site
digigit gitu
broken
maksudnya.
open. Zeta trying their best to just avoid all casualties here.
Tapi paling nggak kan ngeganggu
but
nggak
that
sih?
is the
Sampai
spike
leher juga
damage.
nggak apa-apa sih
Oh,
harusnya.
not yet. We'll stick
Lu
it
pakai
down.
sampai leher.
I thought they were already sticking it because you might as well have, but
You
Ada kan?
knew it was going to
Nivea
get
jeruk.
there.
yes. I'm a little ahead of myself.
You're all good. We all knew it was happening.
Let me take a very bold risk here and say they might even get the round win.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good with a
It works.
Bucky and an
It
operator.
works.
I mean, the operator's just
Kan
going to
waktu
be
itu sempat
safe, so
ini kan ada
NDG just going to go to
tempat
try and
outbreak
do some
nyamuk juga kan
damage. I mean,
tempat
the
gua
thing
kan.
is
Gara-gara ada
some
pembangunan.
damage to Zeta's economy, so if you
Dan
can
terus
get
juga
him
gitu
to kill your
triknya gitu
capsule
loh.
only on 6 HP, so one pellet connects with him and he not feeling so
Terus
good.
ya
but
gue pakai
no,
itu aja,
well,
work
Dep's just too good, too fast.
Knives are stronger than guns.
Maksudnya daripada beli autan gitu.
Everybody trusted the
Kan
valor
lu kalau bisa
philosophy.
beli semprot nyamuk juga percuma nggak sih? Lu kalau beli semprot nyamuk juga percuma nggak sih? Orang semi outdoor juga.
I mean,
Mending
seeing
lunya
scores
aja.
like that, right? Keeping up, competing for best ACS. in a map where you only got 1 round win is absolutely nuts, regardless of impact of frags or not. I mean, Dep has been keeping up the energy here for Zeta Division.
Yeah,
Gue butuh raket itu
throughout all
gara-gara
year.
kalau gue tidur.
He's just
Suara
been
nyamuknya tuh
absolutely phenomenal. Just such
ganggu
a
banget ya, karena
incredibly talented player.
suaranya dia tuh kayak frekuensi tau
across
gak
so
sih?
many
Lu
esports.
nggak akan bisa
He is
tidur kalau ada suara
truly,
satu nyamuk doang
truly
di
the
telinga lu.
greatest
Itu
from
lo lesin
Japan
ke telinga juga
play
bisa,
FPS.
Tam.
I mean, he is
Oh iya.
Daun
out
telinga
of this
gitu, dia
world.
nggak deket-deket
This year
telinga.
is just another step in that
Kan telinga
direction.
juga, lu
I
skincare
love
juga
the way
nggak
he's
sampai
playing.
telinga kan.
He's been one of my favorite, if not my favorite players to watch so far here in Pacific.
Yeah, a lot of charm and aggression as well, something that obviously was always missing from Zeta Division. So now trying to back that up with the rookies Huron and Huron. We'll see if they can continue the lead. We see the buys on Team Secret. Operator, of course, saved over. Now Jesse will have to stick around with the Sheriff. A couple ults to play with. I mean, if there's a round that Team Secret can bounce back on, it has to be this one. But there is a risk taken. Borkum planted in
pilihan lain
wine,
gitu yang
holding
lebih
on to that
murci,
paranoia,
ya.
and Envy is ready to swing with him.
Yeah, they tried it last time. It was identified by Zeta and dealt with. Here again, another one-way smoke to try to set up. The pings are coming down from Zeta. They flash right underneath
Yeah,
it.
nice
That's cute.
pop flash. Drone's still not used just yet, but Zeta's very wary of it. They want to just draw out all the utility. The 0 point pings 3, and that's the paranoia drawn out. That's exactly what Zeta wanted. Now that utility's gone, they cannot use it to delay the push once again. And he has to from the shadows out as well. So much value lost. Backup has arrived though. Envy now watching Trio alongside Jesse Vash. It's going to be the null command, trying to make sure that the entry is just a tad bit slower through that smoke.
30 seconds left.
Still have that lockdown in play as well for NDG. He's starting to slide over towards this side. 2 members of Zeta trying to flank through short A
Only
to
20
set up
seconds.
for the hit. Yeah, it's got to be fast.
Yeah, now that the no command has ended, this is the moment. If they don't get the initial frags, it's going to be rough, and Envy gets the first kill. It's going to be the hold from NDG on Tree as well, and that is Borkum cleaning house. Zeta, the plague of the timer catches them once again as they give the second round to Team Secret.
Yeah, this is a great adjustment here from Team Secret. A very similar look at the beginning of the round, but the follow-up this time is a heavier rotation towards A, expecting that. We showed the exact same thing. Paranoia flashes used early, and we're just going to send Borkum back early, you know, right behind Dice. He's able to... Whoa.
Enak banget ya, tinggal tarik ke bawah crosshair-nya.
That is some fancy
Itu yang
shooting
gue
there.
lakukan kalau udah nyambun.
And you're able to keep the lockdown as well.
Exactly.
Satu
Very
garis.
important round. You have the lockdown. You now have the Odin in hand as well. You've basically got the full arsenal that you would want. Jeremy does have to give up mid position, but Alarm Bot's still there. It's pushed up a little bit, so Tep will have to shoot it out, giving away his position. Team Secret sending an aggressive drone, trying to regain control of mid. And during all of that, a push out of B main as well. Secret, now they are the aggressors, taking over so much map control in the first 30 seconds of this round.
Yeah, let's see if Laz is ready for this. He's tucked himself behind the corner. Turret is cleared. He doesn't push off of that. And with Jeremy with an op,
He's got him! The timing! And you saw the ping as well. He was ready to swing. It's always just a little weird that a Phantom would solo push out of B main. And Laz has the read, the experience coming through, but the push not stopping for Zeta. Envy will cut off the backup with that fragment. They did hear the jet go through though. I don't know if he has, now he does. He's watching for Evan, trying to plant himself over in hell. Jesse Vash will hold on Tree, so keeping his teammate alive. KO hiding in the site. They haven't quite identified it. Dep finds him. He's low, but he finds one more kill. Another pop flash trying to land. The spike is now down. Laz tries to push him out, but he's already repositioned Laz with a nice flick around, but it's just not good enough. Sugar Zero, can you be the hero? Not this round.
Good patience from Team Secret. Envy winning such a crucial battle underneath Hell, just waiting for Dep to drop down the whole time. And Dep, when he drops, it's just a great re-peek jiggle there initially from Envy. Dep kind of pre-fires and isn't ready for the follow-up. Jesse there, Johnny on the spot with the Odin. Oh, and he catches the feed as the door is closing.
That's rough. I mean, even after that, sure, the angles looks great for Team Secret, but that's just salt in the wounds. Jesse Vash with great support with the Odin. And while, you know, 6 rounds, Zeta already feeling like they had a decent start, they had such momentum, so it's going to be a timeout called as now Secret has stabilized everything from, you know, gun economy all the way to ult economy.
Yeah, I think now you've got to start working a little bit towards the center of the map here for Zeta. They started out that round, but because they missed the initial clear on the alarm bot. It forced a dash out of Depp where he had to leave those stairs right in mid. And then they were kind of scratching their heads a little bit. Thought, okay, well, Depp got so deep there that we got to try to go to A. We've got this great angle for him to set us up. Team Secret was fine with it. They were prepared for it. They mentally had players ready, and that was able to be dealt with rather quickly. So nicely handled by Team Secret. Zeta now finally not able to come through with a full buy.
Just Sheriff's in hand and a Hero Vandal
and an Ares?
And an Ares. I mean, it can still fire back. It looks like they are just set for a B hit right off the rip. Ready for the spam through as well. They hear it a bit of a different angle here for Jesse Vash, just trying to catch them off guard, trying to catch the bulk of them if it was a rush. So a Secret seems to have a read. I mean, 3-man stack on B as well. The Nano Swarms to make sure they can't get in. The Recon is on point and he's springing down. Yeah, you can't come through here. This is way too risky, Deb. You might be the child of God, but you eventually are mortal here in Valorant. That's going to be the shock dart, pushes them away. And that's the Hail Mary shut down Jeremy. Holding close, could be a risk. He's been spotted, but he gets one, gets two. And that will dwindle the numbers. The Vandal's still in the hand of Depp.
This crossfire.
Envy's ready for it. He's able to stabilize, and that's just around cleaned up. 4-6, and what looked like a one-sided first half, no longer.
Yeah, it's really good reads now. Good communication from Team Secret. Anticipating the way that Zeta wants to work the map, the way that they want to move around, and able to shut it down nicely. I mean, Jeremy, that second one is really nice. This follow-up through short, I mean, you know exactly where they're going at that moment. You saw them crossing mid, and you can just line it up. Not much left for Zeta to do there.
No, well, it's looking like a potential another crunch here, or at least faking it out for it. It's going to be the Odin, and that is so many people bunched up, not finding a kill, has to back out of the Nano Swarm. Thought he had a little bit room behind him, but now he's stuck. They know he's here. The smoke to try to survive, but Depp will just get the peak. An unfortunate death for Jesse Vash, but he did sprinkle a lot of damage onto Zeta Division Borkum. How much can he do? They're trying to find him, and Uran's ready for it. They heard the Shadow Step. It was a 50-50 already. Cross angles covered.
Now you got to worry about this late lurk from NDG. Still sitting on this lockdown. He's had it for quite some time. Uran just going to pick Envy off. Getting a little bit ahead of things.
Well, surely the retake not able to find success. I mean, especially with the Jet being spotted. NDG will pick up the Odin. Now, they do have the creds to go for it, so we'll see. You gotta imagine that the lockdown will be saved up by NDG, but any damage you can do, Zeta, very low on credits. Take away a couple guns, and that might be a weak last round of the first half. Jeremy's gonna go for the drop, and he finds the flank onto one, clears the other with the shorty. That allows NDG to enter into the site. Spike already ticking down, so Jeremy preparing to exit, but damage still trying to be done by NDG, and they'll find two more as well. That's already 3 weapons dropped for a Zeta Division.
No.
And Uran, can he get out in time? Jeremy's trying to run away with the op. Everyone will get home safely. And Jeremy, his back exposed. Eventually, he almost got the swing around there at the end.
Jeez. Yeah, some nice attempts here from Jeremy and NDG. Put a lot of damage in. You saw the creds on Zeta not looking so good coming into this last round. I still think they'll be able to scrape together most of a buy, but nice. It was a little bit dicey there towards the end, and yeah, you have to cut one gun away from Sugar Zero with just the Sheriff.
Yeah, mostly still favoring the armors as well, so just going for that. Of course, half armor on Hero Run, but he's not the first line of entry. Lots of
Oh, enak banget scan-nya.
Itu reconnya pas banget, sumpah. Mereka pada nge-swing langsung tusuk sate, bro.
No smokes for Zeta to defend on the post plant. They're going to activate the null command. They need to find whatever kills they can, but the KO goes down. Depp, 37 HP alone on the site, gets picked off. It's all down to Laz against 5 members. He finds the first, 4 more to go. The count is going. He's aware of the flank, but Jesse Vash wins it. And it will be a 5-7 stabilized half for Team Secret.
Yeah, again, a great bounce back here for Team Secret. Once they started
Tadi kayaknya 5-1 gitu dah, 5-0.
Zeta at bay, really mirror their movements, cut them off in rotation, things like that. Really started to turn this half around for them. some great play calling, some great utility usage again from Jesse. I mean, that last round there is another Jesse special with that recon dart coming out into Gelato. The players out there are just stuck trying to dodge Jeremy. There's nothing they can do. Being seen through those smokes.
13-9 Zeta menang.
Official broadcast here, the viewing party for Zeta Division. Regaining some joy, it looks like. Can't imagine it looks similar to that during the first map, but now with the lead in the first half. On ascent, 7-5. Not the lead they were hoping for, given the dominant 6-1 lead they had. But they'll take whatever they can get at this point.
Iya, tadi tuh benar-benar kayak dia coba nge-carry sendiri gitu loh.
Coming off of your
Punggungnya
attacker's
berat banget
side.
itu. Gue yakin pasti sekarang udah ditempelin banyak poin. Udah lebih
Secret
diurut dulu ya.
Some of those classic executes set up. I mean,
break itu buat
again, my eyes are on that Sova of Jesse. He's having a ton of impact with his utility
di bagian
here.
urat-urat yang tegang doang.
The rest of the team going to be able to get going behind him. Seen some good moments from Envy.
Yeah, they're
Orcum spray
firing today. And like you said, I mean, a lot more utility impact today than some of the previous matches for Jesse Vash. Zeta Division also, I mean, it looks like they're going to start on 2-2 default, but do they have anything else up their sleeves on the pistols that can be so crucial when it's just all the way up to 13 for each map here?
Satu match ya?
I'm kind of wondering if this is like a fake towards long A. Maybe they cut through short, or excuse me, cut through mid and go
lawan Geng. Makanya gue nggak nonton dah.
Could be trying to be aware of that potential mid
push
too.
Sampai sini aja tuh.
So common
di
for a lot of
sidernya.
teams towards the end of last year.
Iya.
A pop flash into B main, they'll only find the turret, eventually clears it. But that gives notice to Team Secret that it's a heavy stack on to B. You heard the flash, you heard the ghost, you heard the footsteps, and now it's the entirety of Team Secret entering onto the A site. They stop to pop the nano swarms, waiting on Tree, seeing if they can cut off the reinforcements. Main still smoked off. They have jumped up. It's just a matter of Zeta. Are you aware of it at the time? Huron swings back around, but he cannot clean the main forces. And now, two members of Zeta hidden in L. They've been surrounded. They're going for the drop. And it's going to be Sugar Zero with a W for the reload. 1v1. You hear the reload on reverse.
Lumayan lawan
It's
Hiwan.
taken down much lower with the shock dart. 22 HP versus 56. Just one right click.
Nyelonong.
And Team Secret get the pistol.
Kenapa nggak sabaran aja dulu?
Ada celahnya
so
loh.
close. Sugar Zero doing everything he can.
Kan pengen menang kan, pengen map ketiga
Get
kan.
Zeta back into that round, and I like the way that Huron uses his shock darts, never over peeking to give Borkum a chance to finish him off. Then it's just bring around the rosy, trying to guess where players are. And
enggak, Sugar Zero dapat 3.
realizes it might be window, looks away momentarily, and that's exactly when Team Secret stepped out. So the timing there, working against Zeta Division.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like Huron maybe overthought it a bit, right? Thought that Borkum would go for the entire wraparound dice. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Borkum who wins that out. Another round for Huron to kind of look back and try to gain some experience from as one of those rookies joining Zeta Division. But for now, he has to look forward as Zeta, working with an eco, 2 sheriffs. They have been favoring a lot of these sheriff buys, whereas many of the teams have now kind of regressed back into just classics only to save up those creds.
No doubt. And I think for Zeta, especially in the hands of a player like Depp, you're willing to give him a little bit of extra comfort, a little bit of extra room to pick up some kills, get some alt orbs flowing, get that incredible duelist potential he has going. Now, drone to check here for Team Secret, but all of Zeta is here. Maybe they can get something done.
They're ready for it. Can they get a nice little peek out of the smoke, though? Trying to make sure they have an entryway, but the Paranoid is going to keep them at bay. Now, there's still 2 members in the site. One waiting on market, trying for the reposition. Borkum gets 1. Huron staying alive in the back of sight. That should buy enough time. The Paranoid for support, but NDG will clear him out. The remaining members of Zeta, they haven't quite gotten into they haven't spotted. The sprayed out gets 1. Straight for trade as Jeremy swings out, brings them down to the block. And that should... Okay, Jeremy.
gitu loh. Hey, Jeremy.
A little bit of a performance, trying to let Death know.
Well, the 360. Oh boy. You don't see that.
Hai Selin, apa kabar Selin?
It's a little trickier to pull off than some other games.
Wow. I mean, today was the battle of all the duelists who have been topping the power rankings with all the stats and all of our own votes as well. And Jeremy just says, continues to tell Dep, doesn't matter what experience you have, I'm here.
Yeah, it's just what a show.
Match yang satu skornya berapa bro? 13-1, gift 13-1. Team Secret ngebantai-bantai.
Start to check. Rest of Team Secret is going to be playing back, so Euron going to see if he can maybe get somebody towards the edge of the door with the shock dart. Not going to be home. And now that Outlaw beginning to maneuver its way in towards Market to keep track of it. Everybody fanned out here for Zeta. Dep playing pretty far back. That Odin is on Euron.
Iya kebantai Zeta coy. Ini aja dia hampir mimpin gitu di sini. 75 Zeta tadi mimpin cuma aduh. Restoran dimenangkan sama Secret ya bos bisa sama.
Dep gets just a bit curious as they've spotted nothing. No information gained from B main. Nothing gained from A. No reaction from mid. Dep just feeling the pressure that he might have to get for his contact, and he does find it, but on the end that he wasn't expecting. Now still alarm bot available, so they can hold the 2 and 2 split for Zeta Division, but that does make this side quite weak. Paranoia auto timing will hold them back. Keeps Euron alive, the fragment. Gives away his position just a bit, so he's going to have to reposition with a flash drive. Trying to swing a bit wider. Wants that first contact. Karen will swing out on a timing for B as well. That's already forced TS. Oh, it's forced her hand out.
Roron. Mantap.
Eventually he goes down.
Kayaknya dia main dalam smoke ya.
Last team down. NDG, he's been quick with it.
Oh, smoke-nya dari sini. Dari Sugar Zero. Ini bisa gerak-gerak
This time it's against Envy. A long bounce onto that recon.
Close plan, 1v1 sama
Spike will go down.
nyerang.
Euron's trying to hold the spray. He knows
Ojo
he's
nekalnya gede, Ojo nekalnya gede.
He's trying to
Hey,
quick with
Envy.
the swing. Gets the headshot, and Team Secret will overtake Zeta 8-7.
Oh, well, this looked like it was going to be a solid round here for Zeta. Getting a lot of good reads on different parts of the map. Euron finding Jesse. Hiroron doing his best here to get out of danger, get to a spot where he can pick up a good double. But it's, they're ready, man. I mean,
baru berperpanjang tahun lalu.
Team Secret
Iya,
starting to
aplikasi
feel that
M-Passport.
energy underneath them, starting to get their aim well established. Saw it on Icebox.
Iya. Nggak bayar sih, emang bayar ya?
Rough rounds to begin, and it's sheriffs abound.
Nggak bayar sih harusnya. Kok gue lupa sih TBH sih. Kalau salah bayar tapi berapa gitu? Perpanjangnya bayar tapi kalau daftarnya enggak. Daftarnya pasportnya enggak. Apa?
At a certain point, you have to wonder if you rather just have more powerful rounds come through. She's not finding success.
Mau perpanjang paspor gue.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to gamble here, especially
hari
on the
ini
defensive
habisnya
side.
ya.
You're thinking, well, okay, we
tahun
can
ini
sneak out
habisnya
an
ya.
eco potentially with these sheriffs. We trust in our players
Oh, tahun ini.
to be able to pull off
Ya nggak
those
apa-apa.
snappy sheriff shots.
Jaga-jaga
We've
aja.
seen
Siapa
typically
tahu
with
menang
Jake
giveaway
so
menang
far.
apa.
Zeta has looked a
Tuhan.
little bit off
Nggak lebih ke
overall.
arah
Yeah,
kalau
Dep
gue
is
mau
still Dep,
liburan
but
gitu kan.
outside of that,
Okay.
we haven't seen the typical
biar nggak
Laz,
repot
the
gitu.
typical Sugar Zero. Maybe
Berapa
we
lama
were
sih lo
hoping
perpanjang?
for.
Well, we'll have to see it here as it is
2
just
minggu.
going to be a full site execute. A little bit of delay with the paranoia, but they do dodge it perfectly, and Jeremy's gonna get the first dash in. He does find the target onto Euron. That's the
Ya
switch
ampun,
cleared.
lihat lah,
One way to
iya.
make sure they can
Precise
all
gun
funnel
clear,
in.
guys.
And that smoke just about to pop open as Team Secret will find sight of every member of Zeta Division. They get a couple of trades, but it's just not enough with this weaponry. NDG picks up yet another 9-7 lead, and Zeta Division, they're starting to run out of time.
Iya.
No doubt. And this is
That's
an even better
fast.
start than Zeta Division had. 4 in a row for Team Secret. Zeta got 2, lost 1, and then got 4 in a row. Already 4 in a row
Berarti
now.
Rising
for
Star
Team
itu
Secret. You've got
Tim
Smalls
Secret
to play
sama
with now
Genji ya.
as well.
Tapi nggak tahu
NDG
sih,
has
semoga
locked
Zeta
down.
masih menang
Hopefully
gitu. Gue masih
might
penasaran.
score it a little bit quicker than he did in the last half. Love that no command, both sides of the coin. Dep's going to be grabbing that
DFM masih
operator.
mengecewakan kalau DFM gak usah di-mention lagi ya guys ya.
You have to
DFM.
imagine Team Secret
DFM
probably just looking to avoid it as
udah
well
ada
with
ini
the ults you
perombakan
mentioned.
gak sih
You have to
playernya?
lock down the no
Tazam.
command.
Ada,
Find side of
cuma
Dep.
nggak ngaruh-ngaruh.
Obviously,
Cuma
he's
gue
a
nggak tahu
superstar
siapa
of Zeta
tam.
Division.
Saya nggak peduli itu
Flip
gue sama
around to
DFM.
the other side of the map.
Gitu-gitu
DFM
aja
ada
soalnya.
perubahan berarti. Oh.
Ada
A little bit of
nama 2.
exploring of B main.
Tukar 2, tukar 2.
Way over on the other side. Expect the Sova to be over here. Last trying to punish that a little bit, but
Kalau
He gets a
permasalahan
little
ada
bit
di
of damage
playernya berarti
into Jeremy.
Oh Zeta nggak usah tanya, dia kan ada 3 analis, 1 coach, 1 ini apa namanya, assist coach, asisten coach.
The no command as well. Make sure
Lengkap
there's
banget,
just no
coy.
chance that the lockdown gets taken
Iya,
out by any
sekarang
other
siapa
utility.
yang
Now the operator has arrived, and the spray comes through from Hiroron, but it's going to be a shot back from Jesse Bash. But Depp lined up on the
Wah,
cross angle. He gets
Hiroron.
chased down, but
Enak
Borkum
banget
can't
nih.
finish the kill. Only 2 members left
transfernya
for
di
Team
depan,
Secret.
enak
Make that one, and Borkum gets the spray on
kontaknya
one. He
tuh
dodges
jauh
the pop flash.
Hiroron.
Hiroron will swing out for 4.
Keren,
Dari
keren.
tadi kek.
Yeah, so
Zeta,
the
halo.
setup here initially for Team Secret popping both ults
Ini
gives
baru
you
aimnya.
some space, but it doesn't clear that
Imbang.
alley corner,
Iya, imbang ini.
and they don't use any utility to
Mereka
cover it. There's
sengaja
no smoke there,
biar
there's
mereka
no
masuk, cuman
flashes there, there's no
TS tuh
mollies
salahnya tadi
there.
mereka
And that
telat
just
smoke-nya
turns
ke
it into a
City.
shooting gallery
Coba
here
kalau
for
smoke-nya lebih
Zeta.
awal,
You can see
baru
the red
mereka
on the
masuk.
outside of it. Sure, they use smokes to cover their side, but it's a lot more
Terus
effective.
smoke
The
di situ
paranoia is a little
kagak
bit late
ada.
there. Borkum manages
Leluasa
to
banget
squeeze
sih
his way
Hiroron.
through, sure, but at
Baru
that
ada
point it's
tiba-tiba.
basically round over.
Iya.
Kenapa ya tadi? Apa karena tadi
And
nasken
that's
ya?
just a
Karena
little
ini ya?
bit,
0 point ya?
little bit of a
Iya kayaknya.
leaves you wanting for
Kayaknya.
Team Secret. How about that? Look at Depp. He's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
you're gonna
ready for it.
you're gonna
Smoke
jump up and
it
over,
away.
aren't you? Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, if he does try for it, he'll be very well prepared. Now, didn't see it at the start of the round, so Depp
Luar.
starting to
Iya.
have his doubts. He'll change his sight lines down to the main entrance, repositions to make sure he's not taken out too easily. Of course, Odin on the other side as well, so Zeta Division just
Nah, lo,
holding
contact.
true with a 3-2 split. Alarmbot watching mid. And Team Secret trying to perhaps send this fake as the spike still awaiting right outside B, trying to hide from that drone.
Yeah, this has gotten even Hiroron to shift over to the other side, and it's going to be, I think, just Jeremy going in off these flashes, trying to really sell it, like you said, and then see if they can maybe. Oh no! They're gonna come back.
Yeah, they're just gonna back out. I mean, it does seem like the Odin spam just really shutting down any potential ideas. Now, they're still gonna send the
Ini
smoke
udah
into mid, but again,
mulai-
the alarm bot just not triggered. It will
Ini,
pull
temponya
Hiroron
mulai
back just a
pelan.
slight bit,
Dua tim.
especially with
Nggak
Noah
ada
getting hit
yang
by the
mau
0 point.
ngambil
Is that
resiko
going to
gede
be
kalau
enough
mau ini.
for Team
Iya,
Secret?
nggak ada yang
Mau
nge-push,
Four
nggak ada yang
rifles and a
nge-flank.
Blamestorm. Jeremy, he makes his way in. The op doesn't find the first kill.
Eh,
Jeremy is
down
he gets
smoke.
out just in time, and he's going to take out Huron. He's trying to go in for the pop
Aduh.
flash.
Timing lagi.
NDG now on the
Dia
side
kasihan
alongside his
sekali, guys.
teammate Borkum. No, Sugar
tadi
Zero with a quick swing around.
Oke,
Spike
Super Hero
being
mantap
held
loh.
and Envy
Situasi yang
will
tidak
answer back.
menyenangkan ya buat Zeta.
Just snapping shots on both sides.
Harus banget begitu
2v1.
gitu.
What is that bounce?
Cuman
I mean,
les,
they got the
bisa
damage
lah
they
lawan
needed.
situ lah.
Fisikanya
Laz
nyala
wasn't quite ready for it.
Les, ayo
Geometri.
Les,
He's been in this
percaya sama lu
position
Les.
before.
Les.
Just waiting for
Les.
the peek out, waiting for the impatience from Team
Les.
Secret. You never know
Les,
when
my
a timing
idol.
swing might happen.
Come on.
Tries to
Aduh,
check for
Come
the
on.
jiggle. Oh,
Come
it's
on.
close.
Oi!
Not gonna get the kill onto Jesse Fash, who will bring Team Secret the 10th round win.
Dia jongkok
What
soalnya.
a push here for Team
Seluruhnya pada nggak
Secret.
Enggak
ketransfer
dapet.
dengan
Keeps
benar
working
gitu.
a treat. And this is a team
Kena
that
ke ini
used
nggak
to
sih, ke
scrim
tembok?
a lot against Korean
Hah,
squads.
masa nggak ada
with
game
Team Secret
3?
back in the day, and that's got them
Aku mau
kind
lihat
of built into this
Las.
team that can really
Masih
dial
ada,
up
tapi ntar
phenomenal
lawan
executes when
Genji
they need
Zetanya.
to. I mean, Hiroron getting a little ambitious
Habis ini
there,
tapi
trying to go in for the
Game
big
ini.
play. Sugar Zero,
Tapi kan lu nggak nonton
I mean,
kan?
stalwart on the
Enggak
side, a
kayaknya.
phenomenal anchor as
Iya.
usual,
Pengen
finding
main
three
gua.
big kills. But at the end of the day,
Ngeliat gini jadi
it's
pengen
not nearly
main ya.
enough.
Iya.
Combined firepower, Envy, Crisp to hold that short A angle. That makes it all but impossible for Laz unless he can pull off the artist there and go for that big play at the end. But not to be for Zeta Division. Down 2 rounds and out of timeouts after this
Apa
one.
ya?
It took me
Enaknya
a split
Ascent itu
second
memang Odin
to
sih.
understand what you said there about
The
pulling an
artist?
artist, and then I realized it's because I wiped it
Yuh
from my
yuh,
memory
gimana
with all the
ketinggalan
trauma
info
that
nih?
I
Woi,
caused.
udah 8-10 woi.
Yeah, us Pacific fans
Udah
try not to
mau menang lagi nih tim Secret nih.
Yeah, there are some
Prediksi kita kalah
great
semua berarti
memories
Tam.
for
Kalah
Pacific, and
semua.
then there are some
13-9,
traumatizing
13-8.
But for now,
Karena
Zeta,
8 mungkin
the
8-nya Zeta
future
kali
itself
ya.
is looking bleak as
Aduh.
well, as they might be staring down
Masih pengen lihat menang sih
a
Zeta,
potential
ayolah Zeta.
2-0 loss, which would really dwindle, if not completely
Zeta
snuff
kayak
out their chance for
Zeta
Playins,
aja.
just because of the potential
Not
for
my
map
man
differentials
banget
and
gitu.
round differentials as well.
Yeah,
But of course,
this is
Ayo dong Zeta jangan jadi
this is a must
ini
win for
tim
both teams.
yang
Yeah,
mid-mid
it's
aja
crazy
gitu,
how
middle-middle
close
aja.
it is already, and I mean,
Harus
we knew
step
it would
up.
be coming into
Duh,
today for
gimana
sure.
nih Eri aja nih?
But the options start
Yang
to
pertama
dwindle
kembali
here,
13-1 Bang
for
Eri.
Zeta Division, and it makes it all that
Nasib
harder
Zeta gimana nih Bang Eri?
for Genji in their next match. You know, if this is a 2-0, then they have to 2-0
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, to make it even somewhat comparable, of course, the round differential, we won't even get to that. But a different setup here for Zeta.
Eight.
The Killjoy Coming over to A to help buy some time. The turret will get first contact. That will cause both Nanoswarms to be popped. And then the 0 point to shut down the Blade Storm as well. Team Secret, they think they have a timing here, but it's only Jeremy in sight for now. They're funneling through. Uran comes up with a stinger, but it's just too long range. Deb, can he get more than one? No. He will have to stop. 2v3, he gets the jump and the headshot onto Jesse Bash.
Let's go, Dip.
Now, Blade Storm and a Sheriff 2v2.
Bisa.
Against the Vandals.
Eri aja dukung siapa ya, Emang? Zeta atau ini TS?
Buys time for his teammate to regroup onto tree. Door was closed, so Huron's gonna have to reconsider that.
I mean, this is this puts the fear in you, no matter who you are. When Dep starts hitting blades like that, with the speed and tenacity that he can go.
I mean, if they start the stick, it suddenly turns into a 2v1. He avoids the 0 point as well. He just wants to find a timing on the stick, but he won't get it. Now split positions. It's going to be NDG going all the way far out on the turret. Yeah, you have to take it out with the Sheriff, and now they know the positions of both members. The turret lets you know about that heaven position. And it's just a crossfire setup from Team Secret. I mean, this is all up to Dep. He has to fly high and find a kill. The fragment onto below on Hell. But he's not on that side. They're gonna have to dash in.
Kena ke bawah juga ya, fragmennya ya? Kena ke bawah juga. Fragmennya kena ke bawah juga.
Team Secret is just so patient on this hold. They find one position. He needs to find whichever kill he can first, and NDG is just not letting go of it. The Vandal pick up though. Not something Secret expected. Time he doesn't have it.
Waktunya
He's just
nggak
waiting
sempat
for the
ini
last
mah.
kill, and NDG will not give him that joy.
Bye bye.
Yeah, it's just you could never
Paham
find the
lah anak
comfort there
laki-laki kalau untuk
to make
kemampuan gue pecah
that
TS tapi
retake
kali ini
work,
gue
and that
ikut
turret
Zeta.
positioning really is what does it. It makes it so uncomfortable. The turret, the ultimate enemy
Kalau
of the
TS kan
blades.
tim
I mean,
Philippines.
if knives beat
Siapa tahu
guns,
lu
the
support
turrets beat
negara tetangga.
knives.
Yeah, robots beat knives.
Yeah, robots beat knives.
It's a little rock, paper, scissors here in the Valorant universe, because guns will take down robots.
Exactly, but I mean, I mean, a Team Secret potentially here to be closing out their day on a very high note after such a difficult loss against Gen G. The unbelievable mentality they have to be able to come back after that and just really take it to Zeta Division. You know, take a rough first half,
Kalau supportnya
turn
terlalu
right on
banyak.
its head on their attacker
Iya, orang
side,
lain kan
make it
banyak.
just look so good, so clean here.
Toxic lagi. Kan malah. Kan ini. Pinoy kan toxic Pinoy.
With a little less confidence, and they will just wait for the 5-man push into B.
Oh, Jepang lebih kalem ya. Eri aja ya.
As well, already onto the side. Jeremy finds Zero run from behind. He's waiting for the up peak depth. Gets
Ada si
one.
Deb.
He's held these positions before. Back up pass
Come on,
arrives, trying to get a second. He's holding onto Boathouse, but he's starting to get surrounded. The jump peak, the shooting, it's not enough to clean it up. And it comes down to Laz once again. Just how many times can the IGL of Zeta Division handle this pressure?
Ayo lo, kalau ini maksa nggak ada duit next round.
Squad alive, you have to imagine this one's not
Ayo lo, nggak ada budget
impossible
next
once
round.
again. Sakura Vandal, but it's not going to save them this time as Team Secret will rise to match point.
Unbelievable. They're just dismantling Zeta right now. You know, Dep, he's stuck there. He can get that first one, but then he needs someone to bail him out. He needs someone else to find another kill to create an off angle that he can work off of. It just didn't happen. I mean, Jesse Bash tucked himself right around the door. How many times have we seen that here in kickoff where you don't check a corner? You get punished instantly, and Team Secret loves to be a team that hides in those nooks and crannies. Be so aware of it. So everything in the kitchen sink here for the side of Zeta. They put their economy all into it. You do have the Outlaw, Stinger, Bulldog, couple Guardians. You have the Hunter's Fury for Yuran. Also, Jesse Bash has a Hunter's Fury as well. And we've seen that he's so good at finding those opportunities to use it with his own recon utility.
Very aggressive with it as well. I mean, not just kind of timing based on luck, but really just forcing Zeta's hand. And again, somehow Team Secret has hit Zeta so hard that they flew all the way back to 2023, just playing so passively,
dari Philippines.
not able to find that
King,
first contact that they've been digging for throughout this kickoff. And perhaps they're just going to need another month or two to regroup, because after this, their chances looking nigh impossible. Of course, we'll have to run the simulations, but
I wonder if there's going to be a recon to check for Dep's position, because he's been up here a couple times, and if Jesse's got it on download.
I mean, they've punished it a couple times as well. Maybe not always with a kill, but they have pushed him away from it. Now Fragment on to the site
Oh
at the ready. It's going to be a perfect set execute coming in, Jeremy. They hear the Outlaw once, and there's Huntress Furious just trying to clear things out. Urat will get that kill for
Oh, this is
himself.
not
Trying to
good.
keep
This
them
is
at
a
bay.
nightmare
Bullets
for
have still come
Zeta.
through.
Nice try.
They're
And now
gonna
Sight taking over. 2v4.
end the
Huntress Fury
journey
still
here.
alive for Jesse Vash, mind you.
Nice try dong.
Team Secret will play this patiently. A
Aduh.
little bit lax on that door closing.
Susah ini, susah.
But still numbers advantage.
2 lawan 3
And the post
possible.
plant available
Tapi
for the
chance-nya
Team Secret squad. Door broken and NDG so
40
snappy
tuh
with it.
kan.
And Jesse
Sekarang jadi
Vash will get the
30
last
doang.
headshot.
20
A
bahkan.
2-0 victory. Bounce
Susah.
back
Yaudah.
from Team
Sekarang berapa tadi?
Secret. Will keep them in contention for
Skornya
playoffs.
tadi
Unbelievable.
13-8.
And so for Zeta,
13-8.
Skor kamu
now
dong.
you're looking
Tadi
into that
kebalik.
next
Iya,
match.
skor gue tapi kebalik.
And
Tapi emang kenapa ya? Gue
to
tuh
get the win,
kalau
it's
gue
already
kepredik tuh bener.
seemingly going to be very difficult
Tapi
with how
timnya-
Predik angkanya bener, tapi timnya
Gen
kebalik
was-
gitu kadang.
Yeah, I mean, and even
Apa,
then,
apa.
I
Cuman
do
gue
believe
ada
Zeta's
sempet
chances snuffed out.
predik 2
Not
kali ya.
even getting a map
Gue
win here.
milih
As
itu
Secret already
melawan
has
Arus.
3
Yang
maps
lain
to
pada
their
milih
name. Of course, we'll let the
tim A
desk
misalnya. Gue
break
milih
down
tim
the
B sendiri.
possibilities there
Yeah,
as
Terus
you're
dia kosong
running
tim B.
through it.
it's not possible.
Yeah, I believe Zeta's out. Of course, obviously that third match
Tapi
it
lu
still
kalau predik
decides the
harus
fate
dibalikin
between
dulu.
Genji and Team
Iya
Secret.
makanya.
But
Enggak, tapi
Jadi
kalau
dia
yang
hasilnya keterbalikan dari terbalikannya sekarang. Mampus.
overall
Gimana?
kickoff rather.
Gimana itu
Zeta, the
konsepnya?
upgrade not coming through on stage today for the Playins.
kalau udah tahu di tim itu tadi
I mean,
shaky ya, berarti nanti
so
di
impressed
second
with
mapnya
the way
gue
the
harus
Team Secret
kebalik
came
gitu
into
ya.
this.
Iya, itu
It
dia.
looked
Oh,
like they
gitu.
were
Jadi ntar yang
just going
ini
to
adalah
just
yang kebalikannya
not have a good time,
kebalikan.
and they came through
Ya
and
kebalikan-kebalikan
got
gitu.
business
Oh
Yeah, they
iya,
treated it like a
baik.
warm-up, and they have that 2-0 victory. We'll send it to the desk to break down all the
Udah
possible
cocok kayaknya
scenarios
jadi
before
Senayan,
match
coy.
3.
Cuman mesti ini aja
And
miss dikit aja.
Team Secret have definitely
Ya, gue juga
won
main
out
stream
on
guys,
Ascent,
makasih nonton Bos
proving
Naban
their
guys.
dominance
Gue
on
bakal
both
nge-stream lagi
Icebox
mungkin
and
malaman.
Ascent.
Karena gue
Now, it's a
pengen
strong first half for
mengerikan
Zeta,
sesuatu
but
hal yang lain dulu
quickly
guys.
got turned
Mainnya ntar
around.
aja dah, kalau ada
Before we
waktu.
dive into that, can I just
Goodbye
say
everyone,
both
I'll
of
see you
my
next
predictions
time.
have been right so far.
Jangan tidak menyesal
Today's
setelah
play.
menjadi River Vandal.
Oof, yes. Now let's talk about the game.
Wow.
Yes. Fast.
Nabung lagi, sumpah nabung lagi.
Let's talk about this
River
turnaround.
Vandal bagus anjir, kok
Happening
nyesel
with
sih.
Secret.
Bagus
Something
anjir.
to gear it up going in the second half.
Bagus cu.
Absolutely.
Bagus
I
anjir
felt
River
like
Vandal.
it
Mars,
was
jangan nyesel
just
itu
that
bagus itu.
pistol from Orchid that really riled
Tapi
them
kamu
up. It
harus,
felt like it
tapi
could have
kamu harus
gone
beli
either way.
apa
And then
namanya?
as that kind of kept happening,
VCT kapsul.
everyone was just- everyone was
Beli
just
deh favorit lu
so
apa timnya gitu. Nanti
confident
jam
already.
berapa, Pak? Nggak
Jeremy
tahu.
was taking so many fights early
Dan
on with
nanti
the
mau
Outlaw.
ngerjain
He
suatu
was
hal dulu.
challenging Depth at every point
Oke,
in
goodbye
turn.
everyone.
And then I
I'll see you
think
next
that just
time.
made
Bye-bye.
Secret a
Bye-bye.
whole lot more confident with their plays. You saw how many